for the start of this big grand final, and both sides are pumped up, and so is this big crowd here at the recreation ground in grand final day 1996 on 98 FM football. Players going to their positions. Jason Simpson lining up at centre half forward. Jamie Joseph, the Rovers champion goal scorer, being looked after by Claude Taylor, and up the other end of the ground, Michael Malone has the job on the big Brad Tunbridge. Umpire Lance Cooper has the ball and is ready to get the game underway and start this the big proceedings this afternoon.
Yes, thanks, Glenn. Well, there's the siren to start grand final 1996, Rovers at Mullewa. Down goes the bounce. Meadowcroft full possession. Got a high tackle. Play on, said the umpire. Picking the ball up was young Ryan of Mullewa, but as soon as he did, he lost it. It's socked down to the half-forward line by Mullewa. Socked off the ground by Simpson, but straight into the arms of the reliable defender, Mick Malone. So he gets an early touch, Malone, in the last line of defence, undecided which way to go. He'll go out towards the Francis Street half-back flank. Up they fly. Reva's rider went up high, couldn't take the mark. Ball runs free of the pack. Mullewa player there trying to keep it in. That was Crudelli, but it's close to the boundary line. Play on, said umpire Fairley. Although he's pulled a free kick out here to the Mullewa player. And Mullewa playing on there, Glenn. That was Ted Harvey. Oh, bit of a box on too behind play, but umpire Fairley right on the scene there, and we'll sort that out.
Yes, Reva's Ryder and Crummy Taylor involved in that. Played a lot of footy together, so they know each other pretty well, and they're certainly exchanging pleasantries early in this game, and the pressure will come on soon.
This is Brendan Weir, kicks it well inside 50. Players setting themselves up, they go. Nice strong mark in front there. That's taken by Robert Galberti. Robert Galberti will kick to the straight down the middle of the ground. He's chipping it in short to Dennis Roberts. Nice pass too. Charlie Collard closing late, but Roberts takes the mark, plays out wide, out to the four-man, and Gary Patterson, he's bowled over. Through comes the Mullewa player there in Kelly, but umpire Fairley, another whistle on play. It'll come back to young Ryan. Ryan of Mullewa will kick right on the 50 line. Angle 45 degrees. This breeze pretty well right behind him. He'll go close to bringing up a score here because this breeze will take it further. Now, young Percy George providing a short lead there, but he's ignoring that. As Ryan comes in, he puts it very high to let the breeze do the work. Big Brad Tunbridge, well, he did get the distance. That's carried the line. And so that's the opening score in Grand Final 96. And on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa 1 point, Rovers yet to score.
Yes, an interesting start to this game. It's certainly going to be on in the next 10 minutes or so as both sides find out which way they're going and as they start to find and settle down. Pressure's on as Gary Patterson, the Rovers defender, in a bit of trouble now in the back line. He can't get away from the Mullewa player, does so now. A few Mullewa players made the man the object then, but Patterson was good enough and he got the ball up to big Steve Meadowcroft. Meadowcroft on half back for Mullewa, kicks it up along the Francis Street wing. Peter Keefe sets himself, the 100-game man, or 150-game man, but the boundary line is too close and the ball goes out of bounds on the full, and Peter Keefe will be the recipient of the kick on the outer side wing of the recreation ground. Breeze awkward here this afternoon. Mullewa having first use of it, kicks it up towards half forward, but out comes David Forenza. His kick's a poor one, and once again, for the second time in as many seconds, or as many minutes, the ball goes out of bounds on the full. We have Crummy Taylor to bring the ball back in for Mullewa. Crummy Taylor taking plenty of time. Graham Taylor, veteran now, 33-year-old, gets the ball up towards a teammate and finds Cameron Ryan. He's been prominent early. Cameron Ryan, the half forward for Mullewa. The ball sets up in the breeze, goes up towards Darren Ryan. He almost took a good mark in front of Brad Tunbridge. The ball goes to ground. Lyndon Crudelli flies in, gets the handball out, but it only goes as far as Robert Galberti from Rovers by hand to Jeff Farrell. He steadies things down for the Demons and kicks the ball up to Bob Ryan, and Bob Ryan takes a good strong mark, centre wing in front of this recreation grandstand. Bob Ryan plays on now, goes across the ground, finds Josh Gallup. Gallup with a short haircut, gets a left foot kick up towards half forward. Darren Ryan's there, goes through his hands, goes the way of Peter Keefe. He can't get boot the ball, he handballs it. The ball's socked forward, goes the way of Galberti once again. He's met solidly by Graham Taylor, nothing in that. Play on's the call. Bristow's on the ground for Rovers, that's a bit of a surprise. In goes Keith Kelly, can he pick up the ball from Mullewa? No, he can't. The Rovers player flies over the top, but the ball comes out to Lyndon Crudelli. It's pretty fierce out there now. Josh Gallup almost copped a high one, and Alan Dick gave one behind the play to Adrian Come Again. The umpire didn't see that, and Josh Gallop will take the free kick.
Yes, the ball midway between the centre half-back and the centre for Mullewa as Rovers. Josh Gallop is the recipient of this free kick. And he's going to chip it in short over the top, but no one really waiting for that ball there. Darren Ryan gathers it, but he gets a high tackle there from Come Again, and Darren Ryan straight into the centre of the ground, drives it out to the right half-forward flank. Oh, player went up, he really wasn't going for the ball. At the back of the pack there was Ferguson, goes up past the scoreboard, up towards the 10-metre square, but it's all Mullewa back here. Peter Keefe lays it quickly off to the veteran, Charlie Come Again, switches direction, comes to the members' side of the ground. They fly high for the mark, soccering it off the ground there was Ryan of Mullewa, kicks it out wide to the speedy Warren Giller. Away he goes. Closing was Darren Ryan, but Giller got the kick away. Up to the right half-forward flank, but dropping back in defence now was Farrell for Rovers. Wheels onto the left boot, hooks it, centres the ball back to Alan Decker. Takes a very clever mark, tries to lay it off, but gets collared, gets the hand pass away. Darren Ryan met solidly, but it gave it to Courtney Heldon. Away go the Rovers machine now, right up to full forward. Jamie Joseph under the ball. Backing up in defence now was the big fellow Peter Keefe. Looks for the sanction of the boundary line. That's the way it goes. Boundary throw right in front of the Railways members here on the recreation ground.
5 minutes gone. Quarter number 1. Grand final 1996 in the league. Mullewa versus Rovers. Mullewa's Peter Keefe knocks the ball forward. Rovers go in to grab the ball, but Cameron Ryan's there for Mullewa. He's been prominent early. He grabs the ball, kicks it up towards centre wing. Grandstand side of the recreation ground. Out comes Alan Dick. He knocks the ball forward. It goes only as far as Jeff Farrell. He's under a fair bit of pressure from Lyndon Credelli, but the boundary line is too close, and there'll be a boundary throw-in directly in front of our 98 FM broadcast box here at the recreation ground. Ball to be thrown in. Up they go. Credelli to do battle with Meadowcroft. Meadowcroft knocks it down, goes only as far as Giller. His ball is smothered off the boot from Robert Gilberti, and Josh Gallop and Warren Giller embrace, but they get up now, and there'll be another boundary throw-in. Meadowcroft to do battle with Harvey. Meadowcroft wins it, goes the way of Jason Simpson. The star Centerman grabs the ball, kicks it up towards half forward, and a free kick up the ground. Alan Dick interfered with Jason Simpson behind play, or a little bit late, and as we expected, free kick up the ground, and we see Mullewa shooting on goal. Their first opportunity to kick a major score today. They've kicked one behind, of course, and they are 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and I can't see who's going to get the free kick. It could be Joanne Robinson by the look of it, or perhaps Charlie Collard. Charlie Collard, certainly expert in finals football. Played in grand finals before for Mullewa and Chapman Valley, and has the opportunity now to kick a Mullewa's first major of the day. It's an awkward kick with this breeze. Look on it. Looks a very good kick. A beautiful kick there to Charlie Collard. And Mullewa on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard moved to 1-1. Rovers are yet to score.
Well, it was a good kick from Charlie Collard, Glenn. He kicked from about 50 metres. He put it up very high and let the breeze do the rest. And that brought up the opening major in Grand Final 96. On the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa now up to 1-1, and Rovers yet to score. Wait for the ball to come back to the centre. Umpire Lamps Cooper about to start the match again. Bounces it down. Peter Keefe wins it away. Brilliantly to Graham Taylor. Away go the Saints again. Down to the half-forward line of the ball. Right through the hands there of Big Ted Harvey. Backing up now for Rovers. Dennis Roberts. By gee, he's under the siege here. But the ball is tied up in a pack now. 5 or 6 players in on top of it. A lot of pushing and shoving too early in this game. And the umpires are having to work overtime here. Our umpire fairly seemed to be being pulled by a Mullewa player there, or one of the players. Nothing untoward, of course, but anyway, the free kick will go to Rovers here. That player in Bristow kicks it out wide, out to his half-back flanker, but that's beaten all players over the line. Boundary throw-in. On the left half-forward flank for Mullewa. In comes the boundary throw-in now. Taking full possession was the big fellow Meadowcroft from Rovers. He's under pressure. Quick hand pass towards Patterson. Hasn't got much of a left foot, but he kicks it in towards the centre of the ground. Through comes young Ryan again, but he hand passed that straight to Patterson. Tries to kick around the corner, does so. Finds Darren Ryan, that speedster. He goes to the half-forward line looking for brother Robert. Will he get a nice bounce? Yes, he does. Close to the boundary line, but he's gathered in. Got a quick hand pass away. Through come Darren Tunbridge, but without the ball. It's very scrambly play right in front of the scoreboard. Now the big fellow Tunbridge comes back in for Mullewa, but he too is under pressure. Very scrambly play indeed, and eventually umpire Cooper blows the whistle and will bounce it down just to the right of the scoreboard, which sees Mullewa 1-1. Rovers yet to score. There goes the bounce down. One away there by Darren Tunbridge, straight to the Mullewa teammate there in Brendan Weir, who kicks them right down towards centre wing. Charlie Collard takes it, but he's gathered in very quickly by Burge. The ball running free over the line, boundary throw in.
The Francis Street wing. Boundary umpire to throw the ball back into play. Peter Keefe to do battle with Meadowcroft. Up they go. Keefe gets the better of it, but he only goes as far as Crummy Taylor. Crummy Taylor, the Mullewa star, gets the kick up towards half forward, looking for big Ted Harvey. Ted Harvey, luck of the bounce, went over his head, and it gave David Forenza the opportunity to knock the ball away. And the ball is out of bounds in the left forward pocket for the Mullewa club. Ball 50 metres around from the attacking zone. Brad Tunbridge a long way out from goal. Ted Harvey running back into the goal square now. Brad Tunbridge does battle with Meadowcroft. The ball goes back towards the boundary. We'll have another boundary throw-in with the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 1 goal, 1-7. Rovers are yet to score. Big tight first quarter in the 1996 League Grand Final. Free kick on play goes the way of Dennis Roberts. The half-back gets a kick up towards Steve Meadowcroft. He's been prominent early, and he always plays well against big-name players, and he's doing it again today early on. His kick is an awkward one, and players of both sides are finding it difficult with the wind blowing the ball across to the Francis Street wing, and the ball will be thrown in once more. Peter Keefe, up he goes. This time he wins it down to Percy George. Percy George, the little fella, gets a handball out towards Charlie Collard. Collard back to Messina. He taps the ball forward. In goes Percy George and Warren Giller, but the ball gets socked up the field. But unfortunately, once again, there'll be another boundary throw-in.
Yes, as we wait for this throw-in, as has been synonymous with the two earlier games today, it does appear to be, we seem set for a low-scoring match here, as we see the boundary throw-in, picked up here by Burge, kicks Rovers up to the half-forward line, finds Revis Ryder, took some time to pick it up, now he does so, and look at him, cut across the half-forward line, he's bounced it twice, 30 metres and closing, bangs it to the 10-metre square. He got a solid bump too. Oh, the Mullewa defender, a gross error, and I think a big error too by the Rovers player who stole the ball away and kicked a point from about 2 metres out, GB.
Yes, that was Jeff Ferguson. One would have thought he would have done more than that, but he ran into the wrong goal square, I think, or through the wrong post. And Charlie Collard, come again, who didn't make a mistake last week, made one then.
Kick back into play, taken here by the big fellow Peter Keefe. By G's started the game well, got it towards the Mullewa player there, Joanne Robinson. Dooley didn't want the ball, but now he comes back into it, kicks long, right down to the half-forward line. Peter Forenza must take this. No, it's not Peter Forenza, it's his brother David. He comes across to the half-back flank, looks for Patterson. He seems to have an uncanny ability to get out on his own, this fellow. Gives it back towards Bristow. Oh, he'll be gathered in. A brilliant tackle there by Mullewa, but the crumbs are gathered here by Galberti. Kicks Rovers up inside the half-forward line now. Racing after it there was the Mullewa player. Looking for that was Charlie Come Again. Right on his hammer was Rob Ryan. And Come Again just got it over the boundary line when Rovers looked very dangerous. And we're at the 11-minute mark. We've got 11 minutes remaining in this first term as we see the boundary throw in. Darren Tunbridge full possession, but he gave it to Brad Burge. Rovers have got the numbers here. Ferguson takes it. No pressure. Ferguson bangs towards the goals. Oh, don't tell me. No, that would look bang on target, but that's gone right across the face. The goal umpire giving us every indication that might have gone through. But that's gone out of bounds in that right full forward pocket. In it comes now. Mullewa 1-1. Rovers 1 point. Again, a big tap away by Peter Keefe. Knocked it right down over centre half back, but coming up to take it was Courtney Heldon. Pumps it straight back into the forward line, but a poor old kick. Goes the way of Percy George. He's interfered with, said umpire Liquid Cooper. And he'll take the free kick.
Yes, play on's the call now as Mullewa will come out of defence through Charlie Come Again. The veteran gets a kick up towards centre wing. Jason Simpson chasing the ball along with Rovers Stuart Bristow, but the boundary line too close, and there'll be a boundary throw in directly in front of the Mullewa coach's box. Alan Kennedy in control of Mullewa today. Of course, he was the last successful coach in 1991. Ball back into play. Peter Keefe knocks it forward. Goes only as far as Alan Dick, the Rovers centreman. He kicks the ball up towards half forward. Nobody home for the Demons. And Adrian Cummigan in his 150th league game for the Saints this afternoon. Takes the mark, kicks it up towards centre wing. Lyndon Credelli flies high. He's under a lot of pressure from Robert Gilberti, but Credelli's a class act. He gets a handball away to Percy George, and Percy George, the little speedster in his third grand final, gets the handball up towards Gavin Collard. He can't control the ball. The pressure's on. Graham Taylor's there. Ted Harvey's there. He tries to fend off a player. Gets tackled. Gets it over towards Charlie Collard. He's caught while not in possession. Play on's the call. Brad Tunbridge is caught high. And Brad Tunbridge in his 100th league game for the Mullewa Saints is 40 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle and has the opportunity to kick a Mullewa's second goal of the afternoon.
Glenn, that was tough in there then.
It's pretty tough, all right. And Brad Tunbridge is playing good, tough football, and so too are the Rovers' counterparts. As we thought, they'd be feeling each other out early in this game.
Glenn, if Mullewa were to win this game today, Brad Tunbridge must kick goals from this position.
Yes, one would expect it. We talk about the breeze. It makes it awkward. And there goes his kick. It fades away to the right-hand side very, very poorly. Out of bounds on the full. And Rovers will get the relieving free kick back into play from Alan Dick. And Alan Dick thought it was a point, but he was well and truly off the mark because it was out of bounds on the full.
It's going to be a tough game today, GB. And, to win this game, you're going to have to take full advantage of every opportunity that you get.
Yes, every post has got to be a winner. And certainly Mullewa are putting the pressure on Rovers. The reigning premiers are under siege as the ball comes back into play. Up they go. Brad Tunbridge is there, but Stuart Bristow read the ball very, very well. In a pack of a dozen, takes a good strong mark. He plays on, looking for Josh Gallup, but he has the ball stolen from him by Cameron Ryan, by hands to Lyndon Credelli. Credelli sends it up towards Ted Harvey, and he takes a sensational mark. 25 metres out from goal, under a fair bit of pressure from David Forenza, and that certainly is a contender for the Foodland Tarcoola Supermarket mark of the day there from Ted Harvey. Ted Harvey's had a great year, as we mentioned in the preview. Kicked a few goals this year. He's kicked 33 and has the opportunity now to kick number 34. This is a crucial kick. Big Ted Harvey sets sail for home, and he has let it slide away to the right-hand side. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa 1-2, Rovers 1 behind.
Well, Glenn, as I've said a moment ago, Mullewa must take full advantage of whatever shots they have at goal, and they have missed 2 golden opportunities in the last 3 minutes. Kick back into play here by Alan Dick. Chipped it in short to Dennis Roberts. He's only about 15 metres out from the goal. He feigned a hand pass. Now he's told to play on. Goes with a 20-metre hand pass to David Forenza. Back to Dennis Roberts. Will he be caught? Oh, he got rid of it just in time. Back to Forenza. Now he relieves pressure. Right down the outer wing position. Through comes Gary Patterson, but without the ball. Bristow was there. Gives it to Brad Burge. Away goes Burge now. Right up to the half-forward line. Oh, is it Robert Ryan takes a nice mark? Or is it Gilberti? Robert Ryan it was the first time. Spears it beautifully into Jamie Joseph, coming out from full forward. And he's taken the mark in front of Claude Tardy. Plays on quickly. Back to Brad Burge. Not good defensive work there by Mullewa, and Burge, following that good play of his down, he created the loose man, got out on his own, and he's taken the mark about 35 metres out, virtually directly in front. And he should put this through. Brad Burge from about 30 metres. It's close. It's not a goal yet, but it is now. So that's the Demons' first goal in the Grand Final 96. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 1-1, Mullewa 1-2.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL.
Looks like he's in for a big day. Ball back in the centre. Alan Fairley slams it into the ground. Up they go. Steve Meadowcroft wins it down for Rovers, but only goes as far as Graham Taylor. The man that's played 298 games for Mullewa grabs it, gets it onto his left boot, kicks it up towards half forward, but there's that man again, Gary Patterson for Rovers. Gets the handball over towards Robert Gilberti. He gets a right foot kick up towards Courtney Heldon, one of the form players on centre wing in the GNFL. His kick's a poor one. Goes only as far as Crummy Taylor. He sockers the ball forward, but copped one a little bit too late there from Darren Ryan. Shirt front, and a little bit late after he'd got rid of the ball, and a free kick up the ground. It'll go the way of Cameron Ryan. Cameron Ryan, the Mullewa youngster, who's had a pretty good day. gets the kick up towards centre half forward, looking for Lyndon Credelli. It goes over his head, goes to the man of the moment, and Jason Simpson. Can he pick it up? He does so now, in a bit of trouble, and he's going to get caught, but does he get away with it? Yes, he does. He grabs it, he kicks a shocker. It lets Robert Gilberti back in, and Robert Gilberti, no stranger to these situations, in a heap of bother now. So Jason Simpson goes back in and grabs it. This is tight stuff as Jeff Farrell mops up for Rovers. Gives a handball to Dennis Roberts. He breaks a tackle. He's on centre wing on the grandstand side of the ground. Gets a handball towards Brad Burge. He's tackled high. Rodney Messina, the offending player. And Brad Burge will take the free kick on centre wing.
Well, I tell you what, umpires Alan Philly and Liquid Cooper are earning their dollars today, GB.
Yeah, she's going to be a tough game. There's a lot of feeling between these two clubs. Of course, a lot of players have transferred over the years, and there's a bit of feeling out there as Burge gets his kick up towards Steve Meadowcroft. He's been prominent early, gets a handball over towards a player there in Devonish. No, it's Gallup. Josh Gallup knocks it out towards player there in Meadowcroft. He slaps the ball forward. The ball's 50 metres from Rovers' attacking zone. Jeff Ferguson gets a handball away, but it goes straight to a Mullewa player in Gilla. He gets a handball up towards a player there who reads the race, but once again, Gilberti, isn't he superb on the half-back? Gets the handball to Courtney Heldon. He goes back across the ground and a little bit backwards and picks out David Varenzi on the far side of this recreation ground in front of a big crowd. A little bit of drizzle perhaps coming shortly, but at least the breeze has dropped to some extent.
Certainly has, Glenn, and let's hope that rain stays away. It's just starting to drizzle a bit now, as you mentioned, as we see this boundary throw in. Taking it away was Brad Burge, kicked it up towards centre wing. Through comes Charlie Come again, not looking for the ball though. Crumbs are gathered here by Collard, gives it to Peter Keefe. Oh, two Rovers players hit him hard as the kick from Keefe right down inside 50, but this is Jeffrey Farrell. Oh, he's gathered in by Lyndon Credelli, holding the ball to umpire fairly. And Lyndon Credelli, a real sharpshooter with a great opportunity to bring up the Saints' second major. And they need this, kicking with this quite strong breeze in the first term of Grand Final 96. Lyndon Credelli, let's see if he's got his kicking boots on today. I think he has, yes. That's the one the Saints wanted. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard with 4 minutes remaining in the first term. Mullewa 2-2, Rovers 1-1.
This quarter of the
Mullewa 2-2 on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, leading Rovers 1-1. Ball back in the centre. Lance Kubo bounces it down. Meadowcroft flies high, knocks it to ground. In goes a player there from Mullewa. He can't control it, but in goes Bob Ryan. Rockers the ball forward. Goes out towards Courtney Heldon's wing. He's under a heap of pressure from Gilla, but the ball spills out. Goes to Gary Patterson by hand to Bob Ryan. Rovers can set something up now, and he picks out Revis Ryder on the right half forward flank, deep on the Francis Street side of the ground. Revis Ryder, a veteran, but a class act. Been a very good player for Rovers this year. Runner-up to the J.J. Clune medal, of course. Gets a kick in, goes the way of Bob Ryan. The ball still some 70 metres from goal. Rovers desperate to get a goal early in this quarter. There goes his kick up towards Darren Ryan. And Darren Ryan, who's been quiet early, is 55 metres out from goal, directly in front. He won't make the distance, so he goes back looking for a lay one off, and he finds a player all on his own, deep in the pocket. Brad Burge, who's been very prominent early. And Brad Burge, deep in the right forward pocket, 45 metres out, has the opportunity to kick his second goal of the afternoon. Kicking into the face of the breeze. It's a very awkward kick. He plays it off short and finds Josh Gallup. It's still a similar distance from goal, but a far better angle. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. Josh Gallup, the J.J. Clune medalist from a year ago, is offline through for a 1- score. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers are 1-2. Mullewa 2-2. Ball to be brought back into play by Charlie Come Again. The fullback this afternoon. Or he's taking the kick-ins anyway. Charlie Come Again. Big kick up towards half-back. Looking for Darren Tunbridge, and Tunbridge, the big man, takes a good strong mark. He was the J.J. Clune medalist in 1991 when Mullewa last won a flag. The ball is an awkward kick and lets Jeff Farrell in. He grabs it and kicks it back towards Darren Tunbridge, and those players are almost waxing at this stage.
Well, he's lucky not to give away 50 metres there, Josh Gallup, for crashing into the back. He's got up limping there too, Glenn.
Yes, and Josh Gallup's had an awkward year by his high standards, of course, came back and never really recovered from that injury. There goes the kick up towards centre wing from Darren Tunbridge. Jason Simpson reads it better, but his kick's a shocker. Goes straight to Stuart Bristow. He gets it on to centreman Alan Dick. Alan Dick in the centre of the ground, gets it over towards a player there and Gallop. Gallop by hand to Patterson. Patterson steadies things down, and Steve Meadowcroft, probably the most prominent big man on the ground at this stage. His kick's an awkward one, but it picks out Rivers Ryder once again deep on the flank on the Francis Street side of the ground. His kick's a poor one and picks out big Peter Keefe, steadying things down for Mullewa. Time ticking by in quarter number 1 of the 1996 grand final. Rovers v Mullewa. Rovers chasing their third successive flag. Mullewa chasing their first flag since 1991. Rivers Ryder has the ball on the wing. There goes his kick. Picks out a teammate who takes a good strong mark there. He grabs it, gets a handball over towards Gary Patterson by hand to Burge. Put him under a bit of pressure, but Burge is good enough. He grabs it, puts it on his left boot into Stuart Bristow. And Stuart Bristow, 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle, has the opportunity to put a Rovers level with Mullewa as the rain starts to fall and the crowds start to seek shelter.
Yes, well, that's disappointing.
There goes Bristow's kick, fading away to the right-hand side. A minor score, and Rovers go to 1-3 on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 2 goals 2.
Yes, it is a very big crowd here at the Rec, and I only hope that most of them have got umbrellas, because there's really not a great deal of area for them to go to get from this rain. But anyway, let's get back to the game. Kick back into play by Mullewa. Mark taken here by Graham Taylor at centre half back. He's going to go short across the ground where he finds Warren Giller. They must kick the ball long and very quickly. Mullewa kicks it over the centre now, looking for Jason Simpson. Up he goes. Right with him there was Jeffrey Farrell, but Simpson took it in towards full forward. He goes for the big fellow, Brad Tunbridge. Oh, he slipped over the crucial stage. That'll allow Roberts to tidy up. Comes out to the broadcast side of the ground. Finds McDonald out here on half-back flank. Kicks into the man on his mark, Walker. But Courtney Heldon is there, the speedster. He's gathered in by Walker, but Heldon got the kick away. We're up towards the half-forward line, but it's all Mullewa back here. The two big blokes. Firstly, Peter Keefe through the pack here to Warren Giller. He has time now. Steadies, lines up, kicks beautifully, about 50 metres, but straight into the arms of that reliable defender in Dennis Roberts. Switches direction to the outer side. Once again, that man that gets out on his own in Patterson goes towards centre wing, looks for Josh Gallop, puts it out, the ball out in front of him, does well. Coming through was Rivers Ryder. Lined them up, it went through like the Southern Aurora, but didn't collect on the way through. Ball over the line, boundary throw in. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 2-2-14, Rovers 1-3-9. In comes the boundary throw in now. Peter Keefe working hard, gives it to Ryan on the front of the pack, but there's the siren. Quarter time here in the grand final 96. Burrows Petroleum, Mullewa 2-2-14, Rovers 1-3-9 on 98 FM football.
Today's families have more than one car, and more than likely.
Didn't blast them, but he told them he expects more. He said to Ted Harvey, you know, who's better? You are the man you're marking, and Ted Harvey gave the right answer. I think we're going to see big... they really are giving it there.
Well, we seem to have lost Victor just there for a moment, so we'll back to your thoughts of that first quarter. Alan, quickly, some of your better players.
I thought young Cameron Ryan's done a great job on Snotty Ryan. I think we didn't see much of him, but he was the one that was tagging and keeping him out of the game. I thought Ryan and Ryder across the half-forward line for Rovers did well. I thought Meadowcroft did well midfield, though Bucket Keefe was very good in the back line type of thing. I just thought that when... Jason Simpson got near the ball, something was always going to happen. I just think that Mullewa shouldn't bomb the ball so much as give the ball, and they should feed off a bit. And I noticed Ted Harvey's now gone into the ruck, and I think Brad Tunbridge should go to full-back and bring Taylor out to centre-half back.
Thanks for those comments, Alan Stiles. Ball back in the centre, quarter number 2, grand final 96. Alan Dick grabs it for Rovers, gets it handball over towards James McDonald. His handball's smothered as Lyndon Credelli comes out for Mullewa. He must be having a run up the ground. His kick's a poor one, goes out of bounds on the full on the Francis Street side of the ground. And once again, the breeze is playing havoc out there, and players of both sides finding it very difficult to keep the ball in play. It's a top game of football. It's tough. And up goes Darren Ryan, almost took one of his spectacular marks, but the boundary line is too close once more, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Centre wing, Francis Street side of the ground.
Yes, as we wait for this throw-in now, very important quarter for both these sides. There's nothing in this game. Mullewa 2-2, Rovers 1-3 in this second quarter. Rovers kicking with the breeze, but it's pretty tough going out there. It's very swirly. Here's Darren Ryan, the speedster again. Kicks it around the corner, puts Jamie Joseph in with a chance. He's gathered in. His hand pass under pressure went to Adrian Come Again. A sweeping hand pass to the speedster, Speedy George, Percy George, as he goes out towards the wing. Graham Taylor, the first one to arrive. He'll do something constructive with the ball. Brings it into Walker. Gets it towards Lyndon Credali. Now Ryan, who's gathered in. Play on, said umpire Cooper. Rovers soccer it forward. They find Meadowcroft. 20-metre hand pass to Bristow. Back over here to Josh Bristow it was. Kicks beautifully inside 50. Claude Taylor. Oh, he went for that ball. Very lackadaisical. Hence Jamie Joseph pounces on it like a piranha. And from 2 metres he's put it straight through. So that was slack defence by Mullewa, and Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard up now to 2-3, Mullewa 2-2.
Yep.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to Aussie Tree Services on Talk of the Midwest 98 FM.
That was James Joseph's first goal of the day, and he's doing it pretty well. That's his 80th of the season, so he can't complain. Claude Taylor must tighten up. Ball back in the centre. Umpire Cooper bounces it into the ground. Meadowcroft's there. So too is Big Ted Harvey. Jason Simpson back in the centre now. He's moved back in there, and Graham Taylor's gone to half forward. Ball up in the Mullewa forward line. Lyndon Credali knocks it ball forward. In goes Gary Patterson. What a tiger he is. Gets it back, but it only goes as far as Crummy Taylor. Over to Walker, an interchange player on the ground. He gets it onto his left boot. It's an awkward kick. Brad Tunbridge has to bend over a long way. He can't pick up the ball. In comes Gary Patterson to mop up, but he's under a fair bit of pressure. Lucky to get rid of it just in time. Big stacks on the mill now in the left forward pocket. And umpire Cooper says, give it to me, boys. I've got to bounce it down. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Rovers 2 goals 3. Mullewa 2 goals 2. Nothing in this game. Up they go. Tunbridge wins it forward. Goes as far as Collard. Tunbridge is in there again. The ball goes his way as Stuart Bristow, the Rovers utility player. He kicks up towards centre wing looking for Revis Ryder, but Brendan Weir's looking after him. And the ball comes across the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw-in directly in front of our 98 FM broadcast box here this afternoon at the recreation ground. The weather's threatening, but it's not raining too badly at the moment. The wind's the awkward thing as Jason Simpson tries to knock the ball forward, but only goes as far as Bristow. He gives it over towards Gallup. Gallup sets it up towards Joseph. He couldn't hold the ball, but he still goes back in on it, slaps it out towards Brad Burge. Burge is a danger man. He's 45 metres from goal, sets something up and finds Josh Gallup. And there he is, Josh Gallup, 30 metres out from goal, directly in front, and has the opportunity to kick Rovers' second goal in this second quarter. Josh Gallup, the J.J. Clune medalist from a year ago. He's had an awkward year this year with injury, but he's coming back now, and Rovers needed to play him one of his better games today. There goes his kick. It's a superb kick with the breeze, and we see the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers move up. They take the lead. Rovers are 3 goals 3, Mullewa 2-2 on 98 FM football.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to Aussie Tree Services on Talk of the Midwest 98 FM.
Ball back in the centre, umpire Lance Cooper. The game starting to clear up a little bit in the second quarter. Players are being able to get the ball on a little bit quicker. Ball back in the centre. Brad Tunbridge is having a run on the ball now for Mullewa. In goes Jason Simpson. He can't make the delivery of the ball. Tunbridge can. Gets a handball to Lyndon Credali. He's tackled high and pushed in the back. And that's the way umpire Cooper has seen it. And Lyndon Credali in the centre of the ground can set Mullewa up. Mullewa desperate to reply for those quick goals from Rovers. There goes his kick. It's an awkward one. It falls short. It goes the way of Dennis Roberts. He handballs the ball away, finds a teammate there in Gallup, by hand to Jeff Farrell, and Rovers get out of trouble with a good kick up towards James McDonald, and he couldn't hold the mark, and the ball goes out of bounds. In fact, the free mark has been paid. He was very lucky. There goes the kick from James McDonald. It finds a teammate there in Bristow. He runs around. In fact, it was Gallup. It goes about 50 metres in the air, 20 metres long. Out comes Brad Burge. He's had a good day. This time he couldn't get hold of it. Rodney Messina's there for Mullewa. He slaps it forward. In goes Brendan Weir. Pressure's on the Mullewa defenders now. In goes the big, powerful Rovers player there in Meadowcroft. It slips the ball out towards a player in Devonish. Or Heldon, is it?
Ferguson.
In fact, it's Jeff Ferguson. Third time lucky. as Claude Taylor grabs the ball. Claude Taylor, the full-back for Mullewa, kicks it up towards Brad Tunbridge. The ball slips through his hand again, and there goes Bristow, grabs the ball. This time it goes 50 metres up once more, 20 metres long. The ball gets slapped forward. Reavers Riders there, but out comes the veteran, Charlie Come Again, the life member of the GNFL, kicks the ball up towards the centre of the ground, and there's a jump of the beanstalk. Lyndon Credelli takes a good strong mark in front of Gilberti, and Gilberti comes back in on him, and that was very out of character from that player. There goes the ball. Play is still on. 3 players wrapped up in a tussle in the centre of the ground, but play on's the call. But no, the free kick's been pulled up on the half-forward flank, on the right half-forward flank. The player to get the free kick is Jason Simpson. Lyndon Credelli, with his head bowed now, he took a fair bit of wind out of him, that tackle there from Gilberti. There goes the kick up towards half-forward. Ball running free. The game's still alive as Gary Patterson grabs it, gives it over towards David Forenza. Forenza kicks a big, long, high one up to the centre of the ground. Brad Tunbridge is there. He didn't even really contest that as Reavers Ryder come in with better judgment and takes a good, strong mark. Reavers Ryder plays on now, finds Gilberti. Gilberti on half-forward, wanting to get the ball on his left boot. Mark Walker, the interchange player, on the ground now for Mullewa. Gilberti wanting to set something up. There goes the kick up towards half-forward, looking for player there, Reavers Ryder. Claude Taylor almost brought down a screaming one-handed mark. Ball comes to ground. Rodney Messina's there. Can't get rid of it. Goes to Darren Ryan. He sets it up to Alan Dick. Alan Dick, 40 metres from goal, shoots on goal, but he's offline, and the ball is out of bounds. No, it's 3 for 1 behind. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa, 2 goals 3. Rovers are 3 goals 4.
Yes, Glenn, and about 7 minutes of play gone in this second quarter, and I just wonder whether Mullewa have come out too hard in the first quarter. I've just seen a couple of signs that they're a little bit tired, but a long way to go, of course. There's a kick back into play by Mullewa, but no one can take the mark out there, and once again it's over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right on the 50-metre line, in it comes now. Ruckman setting this off. Beautiful tap to the back of the pack by Bradley Tunbridge, but no one home for Mullewa. Darren Ryan was there. Look at the little bloke go. He's run around 2 of them, tries to keep it in brilliantly, and does so. He's going on with the business, but no, he was out of bounds, said the boundary umpire. He had to take a long time to blow his whistle, or Darren Ryan didn't hear it. But he showed great skills there to try and keep the ball back into play. Boundary throw-in. Darren Tunbridge to big brother Brad. In turn, gets it down towards another teammate in Messina. But his kick is smothered. And once again, the ball over the line. Rovers in this second quarter, kicking to the Shenton Street into the ground as we see the boundary throw-in. Meadowcroft takes it, gives it to Rob Ryan. He comes well inside 50 now to Darren Ryan. He's in that left full forward pocket. He's banana kicked this, but it'll drop towards the 10 to the 10-metre square. But up over the top went the brilliant Jason Simpson to take a beauty and bolts away with the ball. He's bounced it 3 times. Now spears it in towards the centre. Finds Warren Giller. Oh, Mullewa looking good here, but it's broken down on the half-forward line by Robert Gilberti. Steadies, drives it in towards the centre. Magnificent kick to Gallop. In turn it goes to Brad Burge, who's ploughing well. Out towards the left half-forward flank, or Mullewa slack in defence. Robert Ryan takes it, centres it now through the legs of Charlie Come Again there to tidy up now. Brendan Weir met head on there by Ferguson, but Weir showing some poise. Comes out of defence now, but that man again on his own, Gary Patterson, who's picking up this bloke. He must have BO. No one wants to play on him. He gives it over towards David Forenza, but holding the ball, he took too long, said umpire Cooper. And Charlie Collard, the pencil-thin Charlie Collard, to take the free kick right in front of our broadcasting position. Kicks towards half-forward. Robert Gilberti, no talking there by Rovers. Graham Taylor to Lyndon Credelli. Here's trouble for Rovers as Warren Giller takes it, but he's dropped it. It comes free of the pack. Jeffrey Farrell knocks it forward. First there will be Dennis Roberts. Picks it up like over a youngster. Gets it out to Courtney Heldon. Players finding it difficult to pick it up. Eventually the veteran David Forenza does. Goes with the left boot, but the big fellow Bradley Tunbridge camped under this, and he takes an easy chest mark. Some errors there creeping into the game, but it's desperate stakes. Grand final day, of course. Bradley Tunbridge, midway between the centre and centre-half back for his team. He doesn't know which way to go. Now he'll go straight down the middle of the ground. He looks for Lyndon Credelli, who really didn't go sent Adrian Come Again to back to Cridelli. He might be feeling the effects of the hard knock he got from Galberti, but it goes towards the Mullewa player here in Clayton. Unlucky not to get the free kick. Right up to full forward in defence was Mick Malone. Right on his hammer there was Big Ted Harvey, but he's taken it over the line, and we'll see a boundary throw in.
10 minutes gone, quarter number 2, and we see on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Rovers 3 goals 4, Mullewa 2 goals 2. We've got a tight game here, grand final 96, as Mullewa grabbed the ball, but Rovers are there in defence, but the boundary line is too close, and there'll be a boundary throw in deep in the right forward pocket. Ball to be thrown back in. Darren Tunbridge has come up the ground to centre half back. Jason Simpson running in the centre for Mullewa. Free kick on play. Lance Cooper's picked out a free kick. It'll go the way of a Mullewa player, and he will go back and shoot on goal. Juan Robinson's the player.
One of those tough ones there, Glenn, where he really did duck the old head, and he ran into trouble.
Well, it might have been the catch-up from the one before, because I thought there was one that should have been a few moments ago. But that's the way it goes. Mullewa shooting on goal. Important kick. Rovers have kicked both goals in this quarter. Mullewa yet to open their account for the quarter. There goes the kick. Looks very good off the boot. Straight through the centre. Juan Robinson has gold, and Mullewa are back in the game. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 3-2, Rovers 3-4, 2 points the margin, and Rovers are hanging on to a narrow victory, or a narrow lead anyway. Still a long way to go. Can they hold on to win 3 grand finals? The pressure's on them, but can Mullewa sustain the pressure? Mullewa played last weekend, and of course Rovers had the luxury of the rest. Mullewa played Towns, and one would have thought they did it pretty easy, but any finals game takes it out of you. Ball back in the centre. Brad Tunbridge knocks at the ground. Robert Galberti goes in on the ball now. Gets a left foot kick up towards the centre of the ground, but out comes a Mullewa player, the veteran, in Come Again. Gets it over towards Graham Taylor, and Graham Taylor gets a kick up towards centre wing, and Charlie Collard takes a good strong mark in front of Shane Devonish on the ground now for Rovers. Collard's kick up towards half forward. Finds Mark Walker on the half forward flank. He plays on now. His kick's an awkward one, but it picks out Lyndon Cridelli. I think he might be still concussed. He gets a kick up towards the full forward zone, but it goes through. Doesn't make the score, and Jeff Farrell takes the mark in the last line of defence. Goes over towards a player there in
Gallup.
Josh Gallup. Josh Gallup, who's had a haircut in the last month or so, gets a handball over towards Lyndon Cridelli. Lyndon Cridelli. Ryan, he gets a kick up towards Burge, and Brad Burge, who's probably been one of the better players on the ground for Rovers this afternoon. He's 60 metres from goal, kicks up towards, 40 metres out, and Jamie Joseph copped a bit of late treatment there from Claude Taylor. He got up pretty angry, and so he should have been perhaps, and Jamie Joseph, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, has the opportunity to score once again. He's kicked 1 goal this quarter, chasing his second, and chasing Rovers' 4th. Jamie Joseph, the second leading goal scorer in the GNFL in season 1996, has the opportunity to shoot on goal, and Rovers, if they kick this one, have had a pretty good quarter. There goes the kick, right on the edge of goal. Brad Tunbridge goes up and knocks the ball forward and a force behind, and a 1 point is the score, as Mullewa's Charlie Come Again will kick the ball back into play. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa 3-2, Rovers are 3-5.
As we wait for the ball to be kicked back in out towards the right full-back pocket, looking for Big Bradley Tunbridge out there. He's under all sorts of pressure. He didn't like that tension he was getting there from Meadowcroft either. He lashed out with his arm, but really nothing in that. As Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard up to 3-5-23. Mullewa 3-2-20. In comes the boundary throw in. Now Mullewa will take this away through Adrian Come Again. Goes down the wing position. Looks for Jason Simpson. He takes the mark centimetres from the ground. Right with him there was the Rovers player there in Quartermain, as the kick from Simpson goes to Josh Gallup, who's really starting to lift for his side now. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Working hard there was Mullewa's young Ryan. Crumbs are gathered by Darren Tunbridge. Again puts Mullewa out of the danger zone momentarily, where he finds Keith Kelly on the outer side of the ground. Kicks right in towards the centre now. Oh, brilliant mark. Up over the top went that player there in Robert Ryan. Ryan to take a contender for the Tarcoola Foodland Mark of the Day. Plays on quickly, gives it to Jeffrey Farrell, to Shane Devonish. Can he find Jamie Joseph? No, he tries to take it on the half volley. He's getting plenty of attention there from Charlie Come Again. Desperate defensive work by Mullewa. In there too was Joanne Robinson. Socket off the ground. But that's gone through. That might have been a Mullewa player that socketed that ball. And that's gone through for a minor score to the Demons, who on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard go up to 3-6. Mullewa 3-2, and Adrian Come Again in the hands of the trainer on the outer side of the ground looks a pretty groggy as Charlie Come Again brings the ball in. Oh, the big long arms of Revis Ryder. Up he goes, takes the mark, and a true centre half forward, 50 metres from goal. He thinks that with the breeze behind he can kick this. No, he's going to go in short. Josh Gallup, a player of his ability and not a Mullewa defender within 25 metres. It's quite unbelievable what we've seen this year with lax defensive work by some of the teams. Gary Patterson is another player. We've seen Rovers quite a bit over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's no one seems to want to pick him up. Now there's the kick from Josh Gallup. He's pushed that across the goals. That's gone through for the minor score. So Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard up to 3-7, Mullewa 3-2. Charlie Come Again. Again to bring the ball in. He'll go straight. No, he's changed his mind. He'll go out to his half-back flank now. He looks for Adrian Come Again out there. Up he went from behind of Josh Gallup. Now he gets some support from Bradley Tunbridge. Paddles it towards Joanne Robinson, who's working overtime. Just got the hand pass away in turn to Come Again. Back to Bradley Tunbridge. Puts the ball out in front of brother Darren. Now they get the support from Charlie Collard. He's quickly gathered in by the Rovers player there in Bristow, and umpire Cooper will come in and bounce the ball down. Midway between the centre half forward for Rovers. There goes the bounce down. Bradley Tunbridge, well, he's winning all these tap-outs here at the moment. Gives it to Darren Tunbridge, who kicks Mullewa to the half forward line. Lyndon Quidelli puts the ball out in front of the speedster there, Warren Giller, but jumping into the gap there was Robert Galberti. Can he keep the ball in play? No, he can't. Boundary throw in to the right of the scoreboard.
17 minutes gone in quarter number 2 of the Premiership Grand Final of 1996. Rovers v Mullewa. 25 plays, 20 Rovers favour. The reigning premiers, Steve Meadowcroft, grabs the ball from the boundary throw-in, gives it out towards Alan Dick. Alan Dick runs around his opponent, breaks across to the centre of the ground looking for Bob Ryan. He can run onto this ball. He's got Mark Walker giving chase. Robert Ryan knocks it out in front of him, but Mark Walker's there. Darren Tunbridge is there, but the handball goes to Dennis Roberts. Dennis Roberts tries to break a tackle, almost gets caught, but in goes the handball to Shane Devonish. He does get caught, and Darren Tunbridge gets tackled high, and Darren Tunbridge will take the free kick on half-back. Darren Tunbridge gives Dennis Roberts a pat on the back for giving away that free kick.
Roberts was remonstrating with umpire Alan Fairley there too, Glenn.
Darren Ryan gets a left foot kick up towards centre wing. Nobody home for Mullewa. David Forenza punches the ball forward. In goes Peter Keith to grab the ball, but the ball goes out of bounds directly in front of the Mullewa's coach's box, and there'll be a throw-in directly in front of the grandstand. Big crowd here at the recreation ground. Big finals football, pressure football. It's tight, it's not pretty, but it's tough. There goes Brad Tunbridge. He handed the ball to Warren Giller. Joanne Robinson gives it over towards Mark Walker. He can't control the ball. In goes Adrian Come Again. He's revived from the knock he received a few moments ago. Back onto the ground, holding his head. He's still in a bit of pain, but there'll be a boundary throw-in once again in front of our 98 FM broadcast box. Up they go. Meadowcroft goes early. He wins it down, but it goes only as far as Cameron Ryan for Mullewa. He cleverly knocks it over towards Jason Simpson. He's coming into the game in this quarter. Simpson's kick's not a good one. It picks out Jeff Farrell, and Jeff Farrell takes the mark on half-back. He plays on. There was no need for that, but he still gets a teammate there in Josh Gallup. Centre wing, Francis Street side of the ground. Darren Ryan run passes, receives the handball, gets a kick up towards half-forward. A free kick on play. A Mullewa player interfered with Darren Ryan a fraction late. And a free kick up the ground will see Mullewa's Rovers Bob Ryan shoot on goal. Bob Ryan, 40 metres from goal in the left forward pocket. Pretty soft free kick, that one. Bob Ryan taking plenty of time. Important kick for Rovers. They've wasted opportunities. They've had 10 scoring shots to Mullewa's 5 and only lead by 5 points. There goes Bob Ryan's kick. Looks pretty good off the boot. Fine kick. Wait on it. That's certainly a contender for our goal of the day, our Skidders goal of the day. Skeeter's Garden Restaurant. Very good contender there from Bob Ryan. 40 metres out, straight through the middle, and Rovers continue to assert the pressure in this second quarter. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 4 goals 7, Mullewa 3 goals 2.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to Aussie Tree Services on Talk of the Midwest 98 FM.
Just got an unconfirmed report, Glenn, that the attendance around about 3,000 today. Now, I can't remember the last time that the GNFL's had 3,000 to their grand final. They have had that amount, of course, but not of the last half a dozen years. Away go Rovers again out of the centre, bounce down, a snap-on goal here by Darren Ryan. But he was just off target, 1 point only, but tremendous result there for the league.
Well, that certainly is a feat very hard to keep up with. Only 3 clubs involved today, of course, Brigades and Rovers and Mullewa, so a fine effort if that is the case. But just looking around, the crowd is very, very big, and certainly they're engrossed in this game. It's a pretty tight, tough game, and both sides, neither have broken open yet, and none have been able to play their usual run-on football.
Well, my mate Bob Wallace just went up to try and get a pie, and there's not a skerrick of food up there. They're all sold out.
Stuart Bristow has the ball for Rovers on half forward, centres it, finds Steve Meadowcroft, who takes a good strong mark. 40 metres out directly in front, and Rovers have the opportunity through Meadowcroft, who's not renowned for his kicking, to go back, and he'll set sail for home. He'll be looking to pass the ball out, I would say.
4 minutes left, Glenn.
4 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Big Meadows goes back. Looks pretty good off the boot. That's a fine kick straight through the centre, and Rovers are getting a bit of a run on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers move to 5 goals 8, Mullewa 3-2 on 98 FM football.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to Aussie Tree Services on Talk of the Midwest 98 FM.
Yes, well, ball back in the centre. Rovers 5-8, 38. Mullewa 3-2, 20. Mullewa wouldn't want Rovers to score another one before half-time. 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. But away go the Demons again, right up to the 50-metre line. First there was Ferguson to Brad Birch, back to Ferguson. Hand passes the ball out in front of himself. Now he kicks backward of the pack towards Josh Gallup, but the kick was a good one, and he finds Gallup. Now he gets the lead from young Ryan, but umpire Alan Fairley. Well, there's another fight on the far side. Umpire Alan Fairley telling his co-umpire Liquid Cooper to hold up play whilst he sorts this out. That was between Burge and Charlie Come Again, 2 players that should know better. But anyway, the game has been stopped whilst that's sorted out, and the ball now to go back to Josh Gallup, about 70, 80 metres out from Rovers' goal. Josh Gallup.
Looks like they might be both coming off for a 5-minute
Oh,
rest.
they're told sent off, yep. Well, they're still having 2 bob each to say to each other as they come off the ground, as we wait for Josh Gallup. Our umpire Fairley is telling the reserve umpire Jeffrey Perham that to whether they can be replaced or not, and it doesn't look as though, yes, they can be. Spout's coming on for Rovers, as we see Josh Gallup get onto a big one right up to the 25-metre line. Oh, that's the sort of thing that Mullewa will want to see from their big bloke in Bradley Tunbridge. That was a fine mark, and certainly a contender for the Tarcoola Foodland Supermarket mark of the day. He plays on now, Tunbridge, gives it over towards Claude Taylor. In turn it goes to a teammate there in Jawan Robinson, to Charlie Collard, kicks very high. Up they fly. In front there was the Mullewa player, Lyndon Quiddelli. Plays on with a lovely hand pass to Graham Taylor. He hasn't got anyone chasing him. Centres the ball beautifully in towards a teammate there.
Rodney Joseph.
And Rodney Joseph on the ground for Mullewa. And he's at 50 metres out. Plays on quickly. Finds a teammate here. But umpire Cooper wants the ball back. Peter Forenza, have you got a report with those 2 players coming off the ground?
Yes, Brian, they've both been replaced, and they were able to have interchanges for 5 minutes for both of those players, Putter.
Ball back at centre half forward with Rodney Joseph, the former Rovers champion. He was a Mullewa champion before he went to Rovers. Now he's back at Mullewa to finish his career. The left footer sets sail for home. He doesn't miss him from 40 metres out. He's a class act. And Mullewa are back in this game. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 4 goals 2. Rovers 5 goals 8. And there's nothing in this game. It's good, tight, tough half of football in the 96 grand final. And we're set for a big afternoon here. Rodney Joseph, his confidence will be high after that kick. And Rodney Joseph, when he's playing well, he's a match winner. Ball back in the centre. Peter Keefe to do battle with Steve Meadowcroft. Two of the big men of the game. The bounce is an awkward one. It favours Jason Simpson. He knocks it forward, but only goes as far as Josh Gallop. He grabs the ball, kicks it up towards half forward. Nobody home for Rovers. Rodney Joseph's having a run in defence. His kick is up towards the half forward, looking for Graham Taylor. He takes a sensational mark, as we know, and that certainly is a contender for the Tarcoola Foodland Supermarket Mark of the Day. Graham Taylor plays on quickly and picks out Jason Simpson. And Rovers have got to tighten up on Mullewa. If they get a sniff, they'll run all over them. There goes the kick. Lyndon Credelli flies high, 45 metres out, directly in front. And Lyndon Credelli, who wears a bike helmet, he's needed it this afternoon because he's copped a couple of fairly good ones. 1 minute of play left. And Lyndon Credelli, he can finish this quarter pretty good for Mullewa. There goes his kick. It's an awkward kick. It's a shocker. Falls short, but luck's a fortune. Mullewa in best position there. And a mark has been taken by a Mullewa forward, 10 metres out, deep in the right forward pocket. Be an awkward angle. The Mullewa player took a fair bit of punishment in that contest, but he showed a fair bit of courage. Took a good mark. We see David Forenza going off and Gary Patterson going on. Cameron Ryan, who's been a good player today, showed a fair bit of courage and took a good, strong mark. This is a crucial kick in the dying minute of play in quarter number 2. Grand Final 96 on 98 FM. There goes Cameron Ryan's kick. Looks pretty good off the boot. Weight on it. Fade the way to the right-hand side. And through for 1 behind. And we see Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa 4 goals 3. Rovers 5 goals 8.
Well, Glenn, that's been 3 or 4 very easy opportunities that Mullewa have missed so far in this game, and they may woo those chances a little bit later on in the game. Kick back into play by Rovers, finds Dennis Roberts. He plays on quickly, goes towards Josh Gallop at centre-half back. Now he's told to play on. No checking here by Mullewa as Gallop comes down the member side of the ground. Peter Keefe, what a strong player he's been today, the big fellow. And there's the siren, half-time here in the Grand Final 96. And on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, we see Rovers 5-8-38, Mullewa 4-3-27, and we'll be back with our thoughts in just a moment on the first half.
Do you feel that paying rent
work on the boundary at half-time? We look forward to your three-quarter time report. Lance Cooper is back in the centre, back in control of this game as we wait for the hundreds of kids that are on the ground to get off, and so this game can get underway. The Premiership quarter number 3, 38 plays 27. Rovers have the lead, 5 goals 8. Mullewa 4 goals 3. It's still anybody's game. Lance Cooper holds the ball aloft to get it underway. Meadowcroft to do battle with Brad Tunbridge. The bounce isn't a good one. It suits Tunbridge. He slaps it forward only as far as a Rovers player in Heldon. Courtney Heldon, the wingman, grabs the ball, kicks it up towards half forward, looking for Darren Ryan. He almost took a spectacular mark, but play on's the call. Bob Ryan's there. He grabs it, gives it over towards Grant Spout, who shoots the ball forward. And in goes young Claude Taylor. He can't control the ball. Claude Taylor sees the ball slap forward. In goes Walker there for Mullewa, Mark Walker. And there'll be a boundary throw-in deep in the left forward pocket. Ball gets thrown back into play. Once again, Meadowcroft and Brad Tunbridge. Meadowcroft takes it cleanly, gets a handball over towards Bob Ryan. He's tackled around the legs, but play on's the call. It goes the way of a Mullewa player now, who gets a big boot into the ball up towards centre wing. That was Warren Giller. Finds Graham Taylor. Graham Taylor, game 298. Gets his kick forward, but it goes only as far as the veteran in Jeff Farrell. Jeff Farrell, no stranger to finals football. He's a tough man, a good player. Kicks the ball up towards centre wing. Robert Gilberti's there. He pushed a player out, or no, a player pushed him out. And we see that Robert Gilberti will set the ball forward. The left footer, the national player, played for WA country in 2 successive carnivals. There goes his kick. He's a fine player. Gets it up towards half forward. Brad Burgess there, one of the contenders for the Sterling's player of the day. Gets it over towards a player there in Gallop. Gallop up the Rivers rider, but he couldn't control it. Brendan Weir steadies things down. He's a steady player for Mullewa. Gets the ball up towards centre wing. It goes the way of Jason Simpson after Gary Patterson overruns it. Jason Simpson starting steady things down now. Finds Graham Taylor. He's clever enough to get the ball away before he gets tackled. Goes back in on it. Gets the kick up towards half forward, looking for Keith Kelly. Jeff Farrell's there. He's got strength on his side. Runs forward, kicks it towards Bob Ryan. The ball's knocked away from him by Juwan Robinson. Players going in tough now as Percy George grabs it. Gets the handball over towards Charlie Collard, I should say. Collard by hand to Kelly. Mullewa going forward. Rodney Joseph's there. 40 metres from goal. Gets a handball over towards Lyndon Credelli. He's 25 metres from goal. Shoots on goal. And a contender for the Skeeter's Garden Restaurant goal of the day. A fine effort from Lyndon Credelli. He's back in form. And Mullewa go to 5 goals 4 on the 98 FM scoreboard. Rovers are 5 goals 8. It's a 4-point game.
Well, that was a fine goal, Glenn. Just what the doctor ordered so far as Mullewa is concerned. I've been a little bit critical of their goal shooting in the first half, but they've made amends with that great snap by by Lyndon Credelli, as you mentioned, and that was certainly a contender for the Skeeter's Garden Restaurant goal of the day. Well, Mullewa well and truly back in this grand final now. Ball back in the centre. Meadowcroft wins it. Away goes Josh Gallup, really starting to gain prominence now. His kick not all that flash, though. Claude Taylor standing true at centre half back, and he's taken a strong chest mark. Plays on, kicks it straight back to the centre. Up went Courtney Heldon, couldn't take the mark. Jason Simpson, the 96 J.J. Clune medalist, coming through. Kicks it very high up towards the half-forward line. Off hands here, goes to young Clayton. Loads up for a big one, well inside 50. Lyndon Credelli at full forward now. Oh, he might get called to holding the ball here. No, said umpire Cooper. In his opinion, he couldn't get rid of it. And umpire Cooper now will bounce it down about 40 metres out from the Mullewa goal. Yes, that was a great snap by Lyndon Credelli. Certainly, as we said, a contender for the Skeeter's Garden Restaurant goal of the day. Bounce down. Josh Gallup takes it, gives it out to Bristow. Bristow looks out for the boundary line, looking for Dennis Roberts. He looks pretty tired to me.
They all do. They all look very, very tired, don't they? Early minutes of the third quarter. And Mullewa and Rovers both look tired, but one would think Rovers, the week rest last week, would have helped them.
Boundary throw in, bucket keeper, big tap away to Keith Kelly, who drives to full forward again. Oh, just fading away to the right-hand side. 1 point only. Well, Glenn, we mentioned it, that particularly Mullewa, they came very, very hard in the first quarter, and they just may be showing the signs of that. As we see the kick back into play by David Forenza. Nice pass too out to Slasher Malone. He runs down the wing, kicks it down towards the wing position. Revis Ryder is there. Look at him go. Oh, he's gathered in. That will be holding the ball to Revis, against Revis Ryder. Great tackle there by Weir. Weir now plays on, will centre the ball beautifully, but up goes Robert Ryan, a real jack in the box. It was Darren Ryan. Look at him go now, kicks to full forward, looking for Spout. He is bet off here by Warren Jeller. Spout comes back at him, but the ball over the line, boundary throw in about 20 metres around from the Rovers point post. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, nothing in it. Rovers 5-8, 38. Mullewa 5-4, 34. Brigades won the Colts, and Rovers won the reserves. Grand finals, boundary throw in. Mullewa will get it out of the danger zone, 50 metres out from their goal. But Rovers working hard again through Josh Gallup. Hand pass to Spout. He hooks it in board. Oh, nice mark taken here by Darren Ryan. Gee, bobs up everywhere, this little bloke. Now he centres the ball beautifully to Revis Ryder, who takes the mark 40 metres out. He's going to play on quickly. I don't know the reasoning behind this. He looks for Ferguson. He could have kicked the goal from there, one would have thought, Revis Ryder, but he looked for Ferguson in the pocket. He couldn't take the mark. Whistle on play, boundary throw in.
Yes, Jeff Ferguson probably could have done a little bit better then, but as you say, Revis Ryder had the opportunity to kick right into goal, but he couldn't do that. And it's an opportunity now for Mullewa to get that ball out of the attacking zone of Rovers. Boundary umpire to throw.
Sounds as though you're showing a few signs of distress too,
I am, mate. Yeah, it's been a long year. As the ball comes back into play, goes the way of Darren Ryan, who can't control the ball. Boundary throw in, and we'll see another throw in deep in that pocket, just in front of the Railways club rooms. Up they go. Tunbridge and Meadowcroft do battle. Up they go. Tunbridge knocks it forward. Goes the way of Darren Ryan. In goes Darren Tunbridge. He slaps the ball forward. Free kick on play. Goes the way of a Mullewa player there in Giller. He sends it up towards Percy George, but it was over his head, and Dennis Roberts takes a good strong mark. Dennis Roberts on the grandstand wing, grabs it, centres the ball, looking out there, but Jason Simpson almost took a spectacular march. Gary Patterson's there, so too is Robert Gilberti. He slides in on the ball. Jason Simpson's hurt there behind the play, but a big pack of players around the ball, and Lance Cooper comes in to bounce the ball once more.
Yes, we'll see this bounce down just for about 10 metres forward of the Rovers centre line as 38 plays 35, 34, Rovers in front. Meadowcroft went up high to Josh Gallop. Josh Gallop, a hand pass into no man's land. Alan Dickett knocks it out of the pack to Revis Ryder. Can he make amends here? He's charging in towards the goal and bangs it through. Oh, good stuff there by Revis Ryder. He charged away from them, ran into the 50 metres, kicked from about 40 metres and popped it straight through. Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard up to 6-8, Mullewa 5-4 on 98 FM football.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to J-Corp on Talk of the Midwest, 98 FM.
Ball back in the centre. Rovers 6-8, Mullewa 5-4. As we wait for umpire Lance Cooper to set this game in motion again, 6-8 to 5-4. Mullewa can't let Rovers sneak away. Beautiful tap out of the ruck here by Bradley Tunbridge to Graham Taylor, but he slips over the crucial stage. Socket off the ground, though, by Jason Simpson. Up towards Keith Kelly. He thumps it further afield, but straight in the arms of Patterson. Patterson's hand pass a little bit wayward, but a throw, did umpire Cooper say. And the free kick will go to Rovers. It must have been the Mullewa player that he thought threw the ball. But anyway, Bristow to take it, plays on, kicks out wide, finds Josh Gallop out there. By gee, starting to pick up a few kicks now, Josh Gallop. The further this game's gone, the better he's played. He's looking for something upfield, not a great deal on offer, so he kicks the ball long. Oh, that's a nice mark too. Gull Bertie sailing into the air from the side to take the mark. He'll play on now, being a left footer. Chips it in short. Robert Ryan, no one on him. Mullewa must pick these running players up. He loads up for a big one. Robert Ryan, out comes young Darren. Buddy, the ball slipping straight through his hands there over the boundary line, boundary throw in.
Still nothing in a third quarter. The Premiership quarter, Rovers 6 goals, 8, Mullewa 5 goals, 4. 10 points to the margin. Boundary throw in directly in front of the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Big pack around the ball. Brad Tunbridge is there. Bob Ryan's there also. Ball comes to ground. Goes the way of a Mullewa player. Oh, he's met solidly, but met too high. Stuart Bristow gave away a free kick, and the free kick will go the way of Warren Giller. The speedster plays on. Puts an awkward kick up towards Graham Taylor, but it worked out fine in the end. Graham Taylor grabs it, runs around on his accustomed left boot, sends it up towards the centre of the ground. Rovers come out to meet it through Gilberti. He sockers the ball forward, ball running free. The speedster's there and Phil Quartermain under a fair bit of pressure from Warren Giller, but Quartermain shows him a clean pair of heels.
Brilliant
sends
play.
The ball forward towards Ferguson, and that was a fine individual effort there from Phil Quartermain. And here we have Jeff Ferguson, who's had a pretty quiet day by his standards, deep in the left forward pocket. 45 metres out, right on the boundary line in front of the Railway Social Club. Jeff Ferguson, a left footer, so he's in the wrong pocket. Let's see how it goes. He's picked it with his right foot. A good effort. It's going to fade away. A Rovers player flies high. Ball still in play. Darren Tunbridge is there for Mullewa. Feeds a good handball out towards the boundary line. But there's only a Rovers player there, and that player's Patterson. He sends the ball back towards the forward line, but it's a poor kick, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full. And there'll be a free kick into play from the Mullewa defender. Mullewa need to kick a goal to keep in touch, but of course Mullewa having the use of what breeze there is. The southern end of the ground appears to be the goal kicking end. This is their last opportunity to use the breeze as Josh Gallop takes the ball from that kick in, goes the way of Darren Ryan. He's 50 metres from goal, centres the ball beautifully and finds brother Bob, and Bob Ryan, the centre half forward with uncanny skills. He's not built very strongly, but he's a tough player and one of the best marks in the competition. He's 35 metres out, directly in front, and this could be a very telling goal, kicking towards the northern end of the ground. The ground is becoming overcast. The clouds building up in the southern end. We could have rain before the end of the game, I think. Important kick, a low-scoring game. Robert Ryan taking plenty of time. Robert Ryan, he's kicked one today. Can it be number 2? Yes, it can be. And Robert Ryan gets goal number 7 for Rovers. And on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Rovers moved to 7 goals 8, leading Mullewa 5 goals 4.
Yes, that was a nice kick from Robert Ryan. He took a lot of time, Glenn, and he knows that goals are paramount in this particular game. It is a low-scoring match, and so he took an extra bit of time, an extra few seconds to to put that through, and it was worthwhile too because he put it straight to the middle. So Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard up to 7-8, 50 points. Mullewa 5-4, 34. Centre bounce down again, Meadowcroft, but straight down the throat there of Charlie Come Again. Now a pack develops right in the centre of the ground. Oh, a couple of players going in there too to sort a couple of these on the bottom of the pack out. But really nothing in that. An umpire, Lance Cooper, again to bounce the ball down. Meadowcroft, another big tap away. Straight to Bistow, but he wasn't waiting for it. Charlie Come Again tries to tidy up for Mullewa, but he loses possession. Brad Bird soccers the ball off the ground. Now he chases after it. He's on the right half forward flank. Easily picks it up. No pressure. Goes to centre half forward. In front there was Walker. Mark Walker switches direction of play now. Brings it out to the grandstand wing position. Here's the speedster now, Warren Giller. Closing was Quartermain. He's quick, but Giller gets the kick away. Up towards the half-forward line. Who's the experience against the young junior player? Oh, through come Rodney Joseph. Almost knocked out David Forenza. Hand pass towards Dennis Roberts. It's tough stuff now as they go down towards centre wing. And boy, isn't this bloke starting to really come into the game now, Josh Gallup. Really showing his experience now. Loads up for a big one. He's looking for Bob Ryan at centre half forward. In front there was Walker. Didn't really go to that ball with a lot of conviction. Crumbs are gathered here by Burge. Kicks it right up to full forward. Darren Ryan's under this. Knocked away in defence by Mullewa. But through comes Alan Dick. Gathered in by Darren Tunbridge. In turn it goes towards Ferguson. And from 5 metres has put another goal on the board to the Demons. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 8-8. Mullewa 5-4 on 98 FM football.
Yeah.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to J-Corp on Talk of the Midwest, 98 FM.
Yes, as Rovers went forward in that attacking zone, Rodney Joseph was involved in a bit of a punch-up with Dave Firenze and Robert Gilberti behind play. And Rodney Joseph, as the rain starts to fall, and Rovers got a big enough lead now. Rovers 8 goals 8, 56. Mullewa 5 goals 4. So
everyone wants to be our friend in the broadcast box right now, Glenn. They're bringing us cakes, scones, the works,
yes,
just to get out of the rain.
Yes, it's quite heavy now. Ball back in the centre, and the Rovers lead be very, very important now. As Brendan Weir comes out for Mullewa, he soccers the ball forward, but only as far as big Steve Meadowcroft. He gets pulled to the ground. Ball in the centre of the ground once again as the rain teams down now in the 96 Grand Final. Quarter number 3 as the kick from Charlie Come Again picks out teammate Rodney Joseph. And Rodney Joseph 50 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle, and it's an important kick. Keep Mullewa within touch. Mullewa have kicked 1 goal this quarter, and Rovers have added 3. Rodney Joseph going back, the left footer, a classic kick, weight on it. It's going to fade away the left-hand side and through for a minor score. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa 5 goals 5. Rovers are 8 goals 8. Mullewa need the next goal to keep in touch as the rain continues to fall, and Rovers bring the ball back into play for a very short pass, and Jason Simpson came in and cut that off, and Jason Simpson took a very strong mark. He's only 25 metres from goal. He copped one, but he throws the ball out in front of him. He's 25 metres out, 45-degree angle in the left forward pocket. Jason Simpson, the 1996 98 FM Calagaro's Footballer of the Year, goes back. Look on his kick. The players clap it through. The weight on it. That's a classic goal and a contender for our Skeeter's Garden Restaurant. Goal of the day there from Jason Simpson. He's taken everything before him this season. And we see on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa is still in touch. Mullewa moved to 6 goals 5, trailing Rovers 8 goals 8.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to J-Corp on Talk of the Midwest, 98 FM.
Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, and we've got 8 minutes remaining in this third term. We see Rovers 8-8, 56, Mullewa 6-5, 41. As Rovers trying to go forward now, but only as far as Graham Taylor. He pivots one way, then the other, gets it through the pack here to Claude Taylor. Obviously well up from fullback now. Chips it in short, finds Juwan Robinson, who now steadies play down. Look at those big Moreton Bay trees on the Francis Street wing position, swaying back and forth. It's very swirly out there, and it's still raining here at the recreation ground now as Mullewa go well inside 50. But a pack developing here. Umpire Cooper blows the whistle, and we'll see a throw up. Up it goes now. Bradley Tunbridge tries to take full possession, but too high against the Rovers ruckman, said Umpire Cooper in Revis Ryder. And he'll take the relieving free kick just backward of centre half back. Goes out towards the centre wing position, Francis Street side. Graham Taylor and Brad Burge, they've played very well for their respective sides today. But on this occasion, it's Brad Burge with the left boot in towards the centre. Looks for Rob Ryan. Knocked away, though, by Claude Taylor. He's grabbed when not in possession. But advantage here from umpire Cooper as Ryan drives it up towards the 50-metre line. Brad Tunbridge extricates the ball out of the pack, but back behind the play, umpire Cooper has picked a free out here. Mick Malone might have given a free kick away here to Rodney Joseph. Yes, that's the way it is. And Rodney Joseph, 50 metres out, on quite an acute angle. He'll kick to the 10-metre square, though. In actual fact, he centred the ball to Graham Taylor, who takes a one-hander.
Yes, Graham Taylor showed a lot of experience then. A lesser player would have panicked in that situation, but Graham Taylor kept his composure and has the opportunity now to kick a crucial kick if he can.
Graham Taylor now. As I mentioned, Mullewa must make their opportunities, must take their opportunities when they get these kicks in front of goal. They've missed 3 or 4 easy ones in the first half, which at this stage is the reason why they are trailing. Looks as though Galberti's coming off for the blood rule. In actual fact, the game will stop now whilst Galberti is replaced. Let's have a talk to Peter Forenza. What was the extent of Galberti's injury, Pete?
As at this stage, Pato, I haven't been able to ascertain that, but it is most definitely the blood rule, and he's been replaced by Courtney Heldon.
Thanks, Pete. Pete Forenza on the boundary line there as Courtney Heldon back on the ground. It's very bleak here at the present time. The trees are rocking backwards and forwards. Fortunately, it hasn't rained too heavy here with this big crowd, because it really would sour the day, which has been magnificent so far, as Graham Taylor goes with a long kick right up to full forward, but that's going across to the right-hand side. That's bounced out of bounds in that right full forward pocket. And Mullewa must score a goal here. 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Bradley Tunbridge wins the tap away, but it wasn't effective. Taking the ball here was Mick Malone, or picked up here by Lyndon Quiddelli. He's kicked that straight up in the air. It'll be taken away here by Brad Burge. Bad error there by Roberts, and jumping onto that quickly was the Mullewa player there, and Ryan, and they put it through. Bad error by Roberts in the 10-metre square brings Mullewa back into this now. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Mullewa 7-5, Rovers 8-8 on 98 FM football.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to J-Corp on Talk of the Midwest, 98 FM.
Yes, that was a fine bit of play there from Cameron Ryan, and opportunities. Played great all day, and Rovers are under a bit of pressure now. They trail Mullewa. Rovers 8 goals 8 on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, 7 goals 5. We see Brad Tunbridge is at fullback, and we see Cameron Ryan. Claude Taylor is in centre half forward. We now cross to Peter Forenza on the boundary.
Glenn, just bring you up to date. Robert, his injuries aren't that bad, and he'll be back on the field very shortly.
Thanks for that, Peter. Ball back into play as Alan Dick grabs the ball in the centre of the ground, kicks it up towards half forward, looking for Jeff Ferguson. He couldn't control the ball. Big pack around the ball, and umpire Fairley says, "Give it to me, boys. I'll bounce it down again." 5 minutes of play remaining in quarter number 3, the Premiership quarter. It looked like Rovers were going to run away with it, but to Mullewa's credit, they've fought back, and they're still in this game. It's a low-scoring, tough affair as Darren Tunbridge grabs it, puts it on his left boot, kicks it towards the centre of the ground, or centre wing. In goes Revis Ryder, and Crummy Taylor comes out to meet the ball, and lucks of fortune. He socked the ball forward, and it went about out of bounds on the full. Very bad luck there for Crummy Taylor. Alan Dick brings the ball back into play, finds Revis Ryder on his own on the half-forward flank. Revis Ryder, the veteran, steadying things down for Rovers. Return to the Rovers club this year. Gets a kick on towards Alan Dick. Alan Dick, 65 metres out from goal. He'll go back, steady things down. Rovers got a lot of experience. They get a kick over towards Steve Meadowcroft. Not a very good angle, but it's a superb smother there by Joanne Robinson. Joanne Robinson smothered the ball off the boot of Steve Meadowcroft, plays on beautifully, picks out Lyndon Quiddelli, gets his kick away up towards half forward. Mullewa fighting hard. Joseph gets pushed out of it, or he played on it anyway, and the ball is out of bounds. Only 5 metres around from Mullewa's attacking zone.
Wasn't that a great smother there, GB?
Well, they're the sort of things that win these games, aren't they? The big 1%ers they talk about. And Joanne Robinson, who's often thought of as a fringe player, worked very hard then and smothered the ball off the boot and it caused a turnover. The ball's in Mullewa's attacking zone. Mullewa need the goal late in this third quarter. The ball's knocked forward from Mullewa, but it goes to Stuart Bristow. He gives the left foot kick up towards half back, but it goes only as far as Charlie Come Again. He steadies things down, finds Lyndon Credelli, 55 metres out. He goes across the face of goal and finds Charlie Collard. And Charlie Collard, 45 metres out, directly in front. And Mullewa can get a little bit closer if Charlie Collard can make the distance. Collard's kicked one goal this afternoon. The first goal of the day. He's not going to go for a shot. He goes across the ground a bit more. Claude Taylor, the full-back, who's now playing at centre-half forward. Exactly what Alan Stiles said would happen. He went up the ground, and Darren Tunbridge has gone back to full-back. Claude Taylor, one of the most reliable defenders in the league. How is he up forward? Looks pretty ordinary. It fades away to the left-hand side. Out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a kick into play.
He kicked that like Chubby Stiles too, Glenn, didn't he? Wait for Revis Ryder to bring this ball back in, and 3.5 minutes remaining in this very important third quarter. A goal here to either side could be extremely important to their prospects of taking out this flag. Away they go again. Did Jason Simpson get a high tackle? Yes, at umpire Cooper, as he was threading his way through the pack there, heading towards the goal. And umpire Cooper has to adjudicate a bit of pushing and shoving here too. But Jason Simpson, the man they want to have the ball, he's 35 metres out in the pocket, in the left-hand side pocket. But he's a right footer, so from that point of view, he's in the right pocket. He will obviously make ground here to better that angle. Out he goes now. Now, can he bang it on target? No, it's across the face of the goal. Big Bradley, Peter Keefe in the square, but it's socked through there by the Rovers defence. For 1 point to Mullewa, Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Mullewa now up to 7-6, trailing Rovers 8-8. 2-3 minutes of play remaining. David Forenza brings the ball in now. 55 metres goes the kick, but it's gathered here by Kelly. He's pulled off the ball. It goes to the pencil-thin Charlie Collard. He loses it. In turn, it's picked up here by Darren Ryan. It's tough tackling by both sides. Brad Burge pulled off the ball. Very scrambly play. Must be 20 players there. Umpire Cooper will come in once again and bounce the ball down midway between the centre and centre-half forward for Mullewa. Umpire Cooper decides to throw it up. That grass is pretty slippery out there now. Now it's taken here by McDonald of Rovers. Kicks it towards the centre. Charlie Come Again drops an easy mark. Oh, he's taking a long time to get rid of it. Desperate stuff there by Alan Dick. But his hand passes straight to Charlie Come Again. Loses possession. Alan Dick back in the van. Gives it to Spout. He knocks it out wide looking for a quarter main. He in turn sockets it further afield. Spout paddles it forward. Rovers are going forward. But Darren Tunbridge, the big fellow, relieves the pressure now for Mullewa. Kicks wide, right out towards the wing. Francis Street side of the ground. Kelly gives it. Knocks it over towards Ryan. He was bowled over. Look at Jeffrey Farrell come through. Kicks it down to the half-forward line, but a bad bounce away from Josh Gallup and the ball over the line.
Time ticking by in the third quarter. Rovers have added 3 goals for the quarter. Mullewa have added 3 goals, 3. 56 plays, 48. Boundary throw-in. The big men go up. Peter Keefe wins it down. Very slow out there at the moment. Play on's the call. Goes the way of Crummy Taylor. Crummy Taylor centres the ball looking for Jason Simpson. He's got a clean pair of heels, but he's under a fair bit of pressure. Dennis Roberts comes to meet him, but Jason Simpson does well. He sockers the ball forward, but unfortunately for him, it goes out of bounds on the full, and Rovers will receive the free kick. Robert Gilberti brings the ball back into play. Kicks a good one. Picks out Darren Ryan. And Darren Ryan read the ball very well. Took a good strong mark in front of Warren Giller. Plays on now. Kicks it up towards half forward looking for Jeff Ferguson. But it goes only to as far as Darren Tunbridge. To Charlie Come Again. To Graham Taylor. Graham Taylor on half-back flank. Ducks his head. Sees the ball spill. Goes away now Darren Ryan. He's a magical player. He'll do something with it, but he doesn't on this occasion. Kicks it towards Mark Walker. He misses what he should have taken. Messina gets the free kick. Play on, the advantage rule played, and it sees Charlie Come Again come out of defence. The old veteran. He's not that old. He's a pretty good player. He's 37. He gets his kick up towards the centre of the ground. In goes Robert Gilberti for Rovers. It's pretty tough out there. Dennis Roberts, he's a tough one. He gives it to another tough one in Farrell as Rovers mop up very well, and they kick the ball out towards Brad Burge.
He's played well too, Glenn, hasn't he?
Yes, certainly a contender for our Stirling's player of the day. Brad Burge, a class player, gets his kick up towards half forward where he finds Steve Meadowcroft, and he's also had a great afternoon out. The Big Meadows goes back, kicks the ball up towards the centre half-forward position, finds a teammate who takes a good strong mark and a bit of a treatment afterwards, but there wasn't a lot in that. And the Rovers player, Josh Gallop, I think it is. Yes, it is. 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and this is an important kick for Rovers. It could steady the little bit of a march that Mullewa have got in the last part of this quarter. And there's the siren. 3/4 time in Grand Final 1996, and the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 8 goals 8, Mullewa 7 goals 6, but Josh Gallop could still add to that score. Wait on Josh Gallop's kick after the siren. Josh Gallop taking plenty of time. A crucial kick. They all are in a low-scoring match. Looks pretty good. Right on the goal square. Wait on the umpire's signal. He's saying no score. No score. So the score remains the same. 3/4 time score on 98 FM football. Grand Final 96. Rovers 8 goals 8. Mullewa 7 goals 6.
Don't you hate paying rent? Why don't you consider buying...
Just from the Rovers huddle at 3/4 time, Coach John Sims done a few positional changes to strengthen up his midfield. Of course, that's where the game's being won and lost today. He spoke even about the Mick Moult for centres. They are the important thing, and he's asked blokes to concentrate on that and give their all. They are respecting their opposition, and they're going into this final quarter not expecting to have it all their way. Victor?
Plenty of emotion in the Mullewa huddle. I can tell you that Coach Alan Kennedy believes the game can be won out of the centre. He says that Mullewa simply aren't winning enough ball from the centre. That's the area he wants them to concentrate on. He says don't worry about the breeze. He reckons the breeze means nothing to either side. It's no advantage whatsoever. He's made up his mind that his side can win. He's told the boys the rest is up to them.
Yes, Paul.
Just to interrupt, I can't understand. Jamie Simpson's the best reader of the packs in a game. I've seen him play in the centre. I can't understand why Kennedy has not played him in the centre, especially in the 3rd quarter, and now this devastating last quarter.
Yes, Jason Simpson starting on the wing on Courtney Heldon. Alan Fairley in control of the start of this 4th quarter, the all-important 4th quarter. 56 points, Rovers, 48 Mullewa. That's 8 goals 8 Rovers, Mullewa 7 goals 6. Going to be a tight last quarter, the 1996 Grand Final. Who will it be? Who will take it out? Can Rovers make it 3 in a row? Or can Mullewa finish the season very, very strongly? The ball bounced in the centre. Brad Tunbridge tries to take it away cleanly. The ball spills, goes to Charlie Cummigan, picked up by a Mullewa player, sends the ball forward up towards Lyndon Credelli. He's interfered with badly there, and Lyndon Credelli will get the resultant free kick. Lyndon Credelli on half forward for Mullewa, sends it up towards the city end of the ground where Rodney Joseph takes a good strong mark in front of Michael Malone, and Rodney Joseph, if he gets his touch in, shows a bit of confidence, he could be a match winner for Mullewa this afternoon. Coming back from injury, he's certainly in the veteran class now, Rodney, and certainly perhaps his last opportunity to play in a grand final at league level anyway. Rodney Joseph, the left footer, the quality player from Mullewa, sends the ball forward, but unfortunately for the Saints, it's through for a minor score. Mullewa on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard go to 7-7. Rovers are 8-8.
Yes, I just wonder, Glenn, whether they'll rue those misses that they've had from those particular positions. They've had 6 or 7 relatively easy shots now that they haven't converted, and that just may be costly for them in the final analysis. There's a lovely kick back into play by David Forenza, covers about 70 metres. It's bouncing up towards the centre of the ground. Phil Quartermain keeping it going, but now it's cut off by Graham Taylor. Got it through the pack to Adrian Come Again. He was bowled over. Ball runs free of the pack. It's running out towards the boundary wing position, Francis Street side of the ground. Josh Gallop was one of the first to get there, but he just couldn't get there in time. And the ball over the line, boundary throw-in. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 8-8-56, Mullewa 7-7-49, and we've had a minute and a half of play. After the boundary throw-in, Mullewa will get the free kick here. Bradley Tunbridge, interference in the ruck. And he's played manfully today, the big fellow. He just may be playing his last game too. He's come back from the AFL, of course, to play the last couple of seasons with his beloved Mullewa, so he just may be playing his last game of senior footy today. Let's hope it's not, though, as Charlie Collard goes inboard to Jason Simpson, and he's taken the mark here in front of Courtney Heldon, about 45 metres out and directly in front. Jason Simpson, boy, do they need a goal here. It looks good off the boot. Oh, it's hit the post. Well, one of his teammates was throwing his arms in the air, signifying that it was bang on target, but all of a sudden the breeze caught it and it hit the post. Kicked back into play by Mick Malone now. Up went Meadowcroft, couldn't take the mark. At the base of the pack was Gary Patterson. Hand passes it to no one in particular. And that's again over the line. Gary Patterson has spent a bit of time on the boundary line too, in the bench, Glenn, which was a little bit surprising because I thought he started the game very well.
He must have an injury, I'd say. Ball back into play. Mullewa go forward. 6 points the difference. Can Mullewa score? No, they can't. As Rovers come out through the agency of Bob Ryan. In fact, it's Darren Ryan. Darren Ryan gets a handball over towards Dennis Roberts. He's a pretty slow conveyance at this stage of the game. He gets a kick up towards centre wing, and Rivers Ryder takes a good strong mark in front of Claude Taylor. Rivers Ryder plays on now outside the boundary line. Gets a kick up towards a player there in Crummy Taylor. He takes the mark, gives it over towards Claude Taylor, and Mullewa in possession as they come out of defence. Finds Charlie Collard on centre wing. Mullewa setting something up. Is this a saute forward? Can they even the score? There goes Charlie Collard's kick up towards half forward. Dennis Robert puts his hand in the back. Goes the way of Rodney Joseph. He's finding pace. He can't control the ball. Takes a bounce. Knocks the ball in front of him. He's 40 metres from goal. Gets it over towards Brad Tunbridge. And Tunbridge is 25 metres out. Deep in the left forward pocket. And he can even the scores. Brad Tunbridge. A fine bit of individual work there from Rodney Joseph. And Rodney Joseph showed a bit of pace. Passed the ball off towards Brad Tunbridge, and Brad Tunbridge has the opportunity to make the scores all even in the opening minutes of quarter number 4, the crucial quarter number 4 in Grand Final 96 on GNFL. There goes the kick. Fine kick, weight on it. It's a goal, fine effort, and Mullewa back in this game, and the big crowd here at the recreation ground sees the scoreboard on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, 8-8 apiece, and we've got a game of footy on our hands, Potter.
Well, we certainly have. They've levelled up now, Mullewa, and the breeze, I guess, is, when would you agree, is abated somewhat?
I think so, yes. Pretty warm conditions out there now, of course. The sun is shining, and it's a little bit humid.
I have a look at the windsock at the northern end of the ground, and if anything, it's still favouring the southern end, which that's the way Rovers are kicking, but really nothing in it. Centre bounce down, pack developing. No, the ball can't break free of the pack. Umpire Cooper blows the whistle, comes in and will throw it up once again. Well, this is the way we like grand finals to finish. 8-8 apiece, nothing in it. We've been going 5 minutes in the first term. After the centre bounce down, Charlie come again. What a fitting result this will be if Mullewa can get up. Through comes Jeffrey Farrell in defence. Got a high one. Got the free kick, so he plays on. Kicks it to the members' wing where he finds Robert Galberti. He goes with his uncustomary right foot down towards Rivers Ryder, who drops an easy mark. Tidied up in defence now by Claude Taylor. Gives it to the clever Graham Taylor. Kicks to half forward, but no depth from Graham, and it drops in short to Courtney Heldon. He's under pressure. He's put it straight out of bounds on the full, and Jeffrey Farrell and Rod Joseph are having a how do you do it centre half forward for Mullewa as Graham Taylor kicks the ball back in, looks for Percy George on the half forward line. He's taken the mark. Bradley Tunbridge tells him he wants it long, but he's gathered in though. It goes to Dennis Roberts, lays it off to Gallup. He kicks to half forward. Walker drops an easy one in defence. It's Weir. Brilliant smother there by Rivers Ryder. Umpire's whistle is gone. Centre bounce down at centre half forward for Rovers.
Percy George had a very disappointing game by his standards. He's hardly had a kick.
Bounce down, Peter Keefe and Big Meadowcroft, but it's taken away by Charlie Come again. Kicks Mullewa to the centre. Juwan Robinson to Ryan. Ryan to half forward. Mick Malone over the top. Lyndon Credelli. No one can take it. David Forenza. He's desperately under siege here, but he got it out towards the speedy Courtney Heldon. Comes along the members' wing position. Finds Bristow. I think he's put it out of bounds on the full too. So Mullewa really applying the acid test to Rovers here. And the Rovers players are making some errors here in the last minutes of play, which suggests they are being put under huge pressure.
I think it's the Mullewa crowd too, Putter. I seem to feel that there's a bit of feeling for the Mullewa side.
Juwan Robinson comes in board, looks for the pencil-thin Charlie Collard. He lets it go for Lyndon Credali. Kicks to centre-half forward, but Jeffrey Farrell, he's been like the Rock of Gibraltar there to take the mark at centre-half back. Dennis Roberts on the ground. He looks a very tired and sorry boy as Jeffrey Farrell switches play to the outer side. Clever tap over the top by Rovers Ryder. Puts this speedster in the van here at Philip Quartermain. He runs his full distance, comes inside 50 to Rob Ryan, takes a beauty. He might have cramp too, Robert Ryan. He might have got cramp, or he's twisted his ankle. He's got cramp. Young Philip Quartermain there to try and take that cramp away. He can't take the kick, so Alan Dick will take it. Inside 50. He centres the ball to Josh Gallup. I can't get over how some of these prominent players for Rovers run loose. Oh, player getting a high tackle there, Darren Ryan. That could be costly for Mullewa. Now, Darren Ryan is down on the ground.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Rovers are meant to be the fittest side in the competition, but it's coming down with cramp left, right and centre at the moment.
Both Ryan boys are looking a little weary. Darren Ryan is picking himself up. He may have had cramp. I know he doesn't train all that hard. He does his training in a game. He'll kick from 35 metre, angle 45 degrees. Oh, he's hit the post. He's hit the post, and the Mullewa people smile as the Rovers go to a 1-point lead here. We've got 13 minutes left in the grand final 96. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers leading by a point, 8-9 to 8-8. As we wait for the ball to come back into play, they find Charlie come again. He comes along the members' wing position. Up they fly. Jason Simpson up very high, but in front was the big fellow Darren Tunbridge, and that was a timely mark in defence. Comes along in front of our broadcasting position now. It's beaten all players. Look at Jason Simpson, the J.J. Clune medalist. Try and keep the ball in. But off hands, and that's gone over the line. Boundary throw in.
Boundary throw in right in front of Alan Kennedy's coach's box. Ooh, Jason Simpson tried to ankle tap Courtney Heldon then and nearly broke his own ankle. There goes the ball back into play. Lyndon Credali grabs it. Lyndon Credali gets a handball over towards Graham Taylor by hand to Juwan Robinson. Muller will go forward. Can they score? Brad Tunbridge is there. He knocks it forward looking for Rodney Joseph, but out comes Gary Patterson. Gary Patterson grabs the ball and a free kick on play. And it'll go the way of
Dennis Roberts.
Dennis Roberts. I don't know why they pulled up play. Dennis Roberts to kick the ball back into play. He was tackled too high by Rodney Joseph behind the play, but Mullewa Rovers had the run of it. There goes Rodney Joseph's kick, goes to Brad Burge. He takes the mark, luckily. Plays on now, gets the kick up towards centre wing, looking for a teammate. It's big Claude's there, Claude Taylor, but Rovers Ryder's good enough. He knocks it forward. Philip Quartermain's there, that's danger, so too is Alan Dick. Rovers can add something up now as Spouts spins the ball forward, but umpire Cooper says, give it to me, boys, I'll bounce it down. Time ticking by in this last quarter. Grand final 1996, 57 plays 58. The reigning premiers lead by a point. We've got a thriller on 98 FM football this afternoon. Big crowd in attendance here at the Rec, and we're witnessing a good, tough game of football, just what the doctor ordered on this grand final day. Ball back in play. Umpire Cooper bounces it down. Big pack around the ball. Up they go. Big bucket kick. Can't get a kick in. Not an effective one anyway. It goes up in the air. In goes Mullewa's Juwan Robinson. Gets it out towards Claude Taylor. He's met solidly by Bristow. Ball spills free. Picked up by Josh Gallup. He gives it to Rovers Ryder. Rovers Ryder's 30 metres from goal. Runs around 100. 25 metres from goal. Shoots on goal. Critical goal to Rovers. Good effort, Rovers Ryder. And Rovers now move to 10 goals 9, leading Mullewa 8 goals 8 on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard.
Well, that was a crucial goal, Glenn, but still nothing in this grand final. Still 11 minutes of play to go. So certainly enough time for Mullewa to get back in front. But Rovers, Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, 9-9, Mullewa 8-8. And that was the margin, I think, at three-quarter time. So what a finish this is going to be. Adrian come again, back on the ground for Mullewa. I didn't see who came off. As the ball comes back to Alan Fairley. Important that Mullewa go forward here. Bounce down, up they play. No effective tap away. Charlie come again, coming through the pack. Gets a high one. And he'll get the free kick. By gee, he's played well, Charlie Come Again too. He's in the twilight of his career. He's played about 320 games, but he's playing like a 21-year-old out there today. Goes to half forward. Can Bradley Tunbridge take the mark? No. Brad Burge at the base of the pack. He tries to crash his way through. Pack develops. Now it comes out of the pack to Graham Taylor. Look at him pick that ball up. He picked that up magnificently. Got out to Charlie Collard. He got a high one, said the umpire. Or did he?
Yes, he did.
Charlie Collard from... Oh, he's going to send Bristow off. Well, I don't know what happened there, Glenn. It
just looked like a late tackle, but I think Bristow might have said a few words after he got the free kick against him.
Yeah, well, now, that is a bad error by Bristow if he's done that, although he's allowed to be replaced, so that's okay, as McDonald comes back on the ground for Rovers. But more importantly, Mullewa have it through Rod Joseph, and he would be the man they want to have this ball in this position. He really is a sharpshooter when it comes to kicking goals. He's worse than 45 degrees, but he's only about 40 metres out, but he's a very good kick normally for goal. Oh, that's coming back beautifully. That's the one they wanted. So again, the Saints level up here. They're within a point of Rovers now. Burrows Petroleum scoreboard. Rovers 9-8, Mullewa 9-8 on 98 FM football.
This quarter of the 1996 GNFL Grand Final, with thanks to SGIO on Talk of the Midwest, 98 FM.
Rodney Joseph, that was his second goal. As we said in the preview of today's match, he could be a match winner. And we see only 1 point the margin. 10 minutes of play remaining in Grand Final 1996 on 98 FM radio. As the ball gets knocked forward by Peter Keefe, but it only goes as far as Rovers' Courtney Heldon. Heldon, the wingman, grabs it, kicks it up towards Jeff Ferguson, and he takes a good strong mark in front of Rodney Messina. And Jeff Ferguson on the half-forward flank, who hasn't seen a lot of the ball today, has the opportunity to send Rovers forward. It's a thriller. 63 plays 62. Rovers know they're in a ball game. There goes Ferguson's kick. It's a short, sharp one. Goes the way of Bob Ryan. He misses what he usually would have taken. In goes Rodney Messina. He's met solidly, but out the ball comes to a Rovers player in Gallup. Josh Gallup steadies things down. Gets it on his left boot into the centre of the ground. Into half forward where Philip Quartermain shows his usual composure and takes a good, strong mark. Philip Quartermain came on the ground as an interchange player. Fine player. Kicked a lot of goals this year. Came back from Port Hedland mid-season. And certainly a fine pickup. Phil Quartermain, a member of the successful side last year, goes back, puts it on his left boot, shoots on goal from 35 metres, straight through the centre, and on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, Rovers are 10 goals 9, Mullewa 9 goals 8.
Well, Glenn, it was Josh Gallup who provided that beautiful pass into Philip Quartermain, and what a game he's played today, Josh Gallup, and as Glenn said a little bit earlier, certainly a contender for the Sterling's man of the match here this afternoon. Jason Simpson too has played a great game for Mullewa. Revis Wright has played well. It's going to be pretty difficult. Big Meadowcroft has played very well too. As the ball is taken away from the other centre through Jason Simpson to Warren Giller. Now it's the Saints' turn to go into attack to half forward. Through comes Walker. Got it towards Lyndon Credelli. Pack developing though. Now breaking away with it was young Clayton. Kicks to the 10-metre square. And Rodney Joseph has taken a fingertip mark. Oh, the umpire, what has happened here, Glenn?
Well, the umpire thought it was in the back.
Oh, dear. I didn't think there was much in that at all. I didn't think there was much in that at all, as Rodney Joseph had to hand the ball back to Mick Malone. It would have been a certain goal. Mick Malone's kick has gone to young Joanne Robinson, and that's justice for you, and I think it is, Glenn Barnden.
Yes, I'm glad that it worked that way, because it certainly was an awkward decision for umpire Fairley. He made it, of course, thinking it was there. The crowd didn't think so, of course, but justice prevailed, and a fine bit of play there from Joanne Robinson. I've been impressed with his game today. He always plays well when Chubby Simpson's around, it seems, because he's played well this afternoon. He played well in the City Country game also.
Well, Chubby went in and gave him a bit of a pep talk, didn't he, before the game, and it's obviously paying dividends. Ball back in the centre. Josh Gallup, he has to lift even a bit more now. Threads it through the pack to Mick Meadowcroft. Kicks the half forward. Through comes Ted Harvey. Oh, he's locked the Rocket Gibraltar back there to Adrian Come Again. Lays it off to Brendan Weir. Kicks Mullewa back to the centre, but boy, hasn't this bloke played well. Josh Gallup, and he's taken the mark. And he's eyeballing Charlie Come Again. He didn't like that bit of treatment treatment he got. But Josh Gallup would be wise to go back and take his kick. He has it from umpire Fairley, so he should go back and take it. 7:44 to go. Polly McDonald, the timekeeper, life member of Rovers, he's chewing his fingernails right down to the quick here in the last few minutes of play as Josh Gallup goes to the half-forward line. Big Darren Tunbridge, oh, was that timely in defence or what? He's playing a great game back there, Darren Tunbridge. He's got to kick this ball long, get it out of the danger zone. Oh, he's fumbled it. It's kicked it in the man on the mark, Robert Galberti. Oh, was that a throw? No, said the umpire. It's picked up here by Robert Ryan. He kicks up to the 10-metre square. Where's Rebus Ryder? Almost took a spectacular mark. It's desperate stuff now. Claude Taylor takes the ball over the line. Boundary throw in. 10-9 plays 10-8. You could not wish for a better finish in the 96 grand final. And umpire Fairley is putting Josh Gallup and Charlie Cummigan off. Oh, Charlie Cummigan is launched into Josh Gallup here. Oh, there's a big Donnybrook in front of the grandstand now, and Charlie Cummigan and Josh Gallup are in a headlock here. And ugly scenes. That's not good as the play goes on. The play goes on. It's in the 50-metre square here for Rovers. Jason Simpson tries to keep the ball in. Charlie Collard is there, but the ball over the line. Boundary throw in. Now the two umpires there. Jeffrey Perham, the reserve umpire, is trying to settle those two. Oh, they're into it again, those two, on the boundary line. As the crowd all stand to their feet to see what's going on, there's more action on the reserves bench. Those two players, Charlie Cummigan and Josh Gallup, are really, it's Madison Square Garden down there. And what a finish to the grand final. I guess Charlie Cummigan reckons he's going to try and go out in a blaze of glory. But those two players have been at each other all day, Josh Gallup and Charlie Cummigan. The disappointing thing is they've both been fine players. Peter Ferenza's down there. What's all the action, Pete?
From here, Pato, it's Charlie Cummigan has been reported, officially reported. Josh Gallup has just been replaced for 5 minutes.
Okay, let's see. It's on the half-forward line for Rovers now. Through comes Big Ted Harvey. He's pulled off the ball, but he got the hand pass away to Ryan. Ryan's been a fine player for Mullewa. Goes to centre wing, Graham Taylor. It's knocked away for him. The crumbs are gathered by Lyndon Credelli. Back to Peter Keefe. In turn to Graham Taylor. Away go the Saints again to full forward. Can Rodney Joseph take the mark? No, he can't. In defence now. Jeffrey Farrell tidies up now. There's 3 or 4 players on the ground. They're all tired. As Jeffrey Farrell finds Patterson on the far side of the ground. He got it through the pack to young Devonish. He falls over. Pack developing. And he got into the back there of the Mullewa player in Percy George, who's plays on now. He runs around the man on his mark. Gets it out here to Claude Taylor. Went one way, then the other. Back to Percy George. Percy George inside 50, but it's all Mullewa. It's all Rovers back here, and Robert Ryan has taken the mark.
Well, what a thriller grand final 96 is turning out to be as Rovers come out of defence. It goes from up to Jeff Farrell. He sends it up towards centre wing where he finds a teammate in Quartermain. He takes a while to get rid of it, gets it on his left boot up towards half forward. Mullewa will come out to meet the ball, but Alan Dick's there for Rovers. Can he control it? Mullewa will go in hard on him. A big pack around the ball, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the dying minutes of this quarter. Rovers 10 goals 9, 69. Mullewa 10 goals 8, 68. 1 point the margin.
5 minutes to go, Glenn.
5 minutes. There's nothing in it. Can Mullewa get the next score? There goes Mullewa out of defence. They handball it forward. Still a fair few crowd looking down towards the reserves bench. It's interesting to see what's happening down there. Mullewa players...
Joanne
Robinson's down too, but look at it, he must have got injured in that last passage of play. Lyndon Credelli's got himself up off the ground. It's tough, torrid, grand final stuff as the ball comes into the centre where Taylor's there for Mullewa. Brad Burgess there for Rovers. Sockers the ball forward only as far as Adrian Cummigan. Mullewa, can they go forward? Cummigan's kick a little bit astray and the ball goes out of bounds on the Francis Street side of the ground. Rodney Joseph, hands on hips. He's been a little bit unlucky this afternoon. He's tried very hard to lift the Mullewa side. Michael Malone had a hard task on him, and we have Peter Ferenza on the boundary.
Glenn, it looks like Joanne Simpson is lost to the match.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go in this last quarter. 4 minutes to go, and certainly the game is still there to be won if Mullewa can get the next score. Ball on the Francis Street wing. Umpire Cooper to bounce the ball down. As you would expect, players pretty tired after a pretty torrid encounter here this afternoon between the reigning premiers Rovers and the heir apparent Mullewa. Can Mullewa get up? 4 minutes of play remaining. Boundary throw in as we wait for the ball to come back in. Meadowcroft to do battle with Brad Tunbridge. It goes to ground. Rovers are there in numbers. Big pack around the ball. It spills out towards Percy George. As I said earlier, Percy's been very quiet today. He kicks a poor one. Goes straight to Dennis Roberts. He can set something up by hands to Courtney Heldon. Heldon breaks across half forward, kicks towards full forward and picks out a teammate in Robert Gilberti. And Gilberti, who's taken a good strong mark, here he is. 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Darren Tunbridge stands the mark, and Robert Gilberti could almost steal the game with this kick. Robert Gilberti, still plenty of time, but in the context of a low-scoring game, this kick is crucial. Robert Gilberti, the left footer. There wouldn't be many more experienced than him out there. There goes his left foot kick. As we mentioned, 35 metres out, fades away to the right-hand side, one behind, and Mullewa live to fight another day. Rovers, 10 goals, 10 on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard, leading Mullewa 10 goals, 8. Another Mullewa player, Rodney Messina, being interchanged. Coming back onto the ground is Messina. Ball comes back into play. Ball's taken, good strong mark, taken by Peter Keefe on half back for Mullewa. This could be Mullewa's last sortie forward. Keefe taking plenty of time, goes back, sets sail for home, kicks towards the centre of the ground, big pack around the ball, ball spills to the ground, in goes Dennis Roberts by hand to Quartermain. Quartermain gets it on his left boot, but there's nobody home for Rovers, and Darren Tunbridge takes a good strong mark. 2 points the margin on Burrows Petroleum scoreboard.
Yes, and 3.5 minutes of play remaining, Glenn, as Darren Tunbridge tries to drive Mullewa out of defence. Nice pass to Big Ted Harvey. Settles play down to the left of centre half back. He's flubbed that kick, only covers about 40 metres, and jumping into the gap there was Bristow. He got some attention there too from the Mullewa player, but Bristow will go back and kick this ball forward. In actual fact, he kicks it across the face of the ground to Robert Ryan. He goes down to half forward where he finds Courtney Heldon. Lyndon Credelli's on his mark, looks very tired as Courtney Heldon has the ball. He'll centre the ball in towards a teammate and Gary Patterson. So it's possession stuff for Rovers now. It was Gary Patterson at the true centre half forward position. Everyone's so tired they're not providing a lead as Ferguson tries to mark the ball. Knocked over the top here by Lyndon Credelli. And the ball over the boundary line. Polly, how much time left? 2 minutes 53 seconds remaining in grand final 96 as we wait for the boundary throw in. 10-10 plays 10-8. The Demons 2 points in front. Boundary throw in. Peter Keefe, he's battled Mount the lead all day, but it knocks it down to Ferguson, to Bristow, to the 10-metre square. Who can take a mark? No one. In the square is Robert Gilberti, but he's pulled off the kick. It's taken by Adrian Come Again. Relieves the pressure out towards Bradley Tunbridge. He shrugs off Devonish. He runs away with the ball. Kicks it further afield to Warren Giller. This will be the last sortie that Mullewa can have in this game. They must score a goal to win. As Giller goes to the half-forward line, looks for Rodney Joseph. It's over the pack to young Clayton. Can they do it, Mullewa? Clayton runs inside 50, 35 metres and closing. Oh, he's kicked it right across the face. Oh, that might cost them the game, Mullewa. They had the opportunity, 2 minutes of play remaining, so they still have enough time, but what a golden opportunity lost there by young Clayton. He was 35 metres out from goal and closing, and he kicked it right across the face. Boundary throw, and it comes to the back of the pack in the van. Courtney Heldon, he'll get Rovers out of the danger zone. Comes to the centre wing position where he looks for Ferguson. Oh, Come Again going with him, but the ball over the line right in front of our broadcasting position. Everyone looking towards our broadcast box, wanting to know how much time. And there's about 1.5, Polly. Yes, there's 1.5 minutes left in grand final 96. 2 points in at 70 plays 68. Boundary throw in. Big Meadowcroft and Peter Keefe, they've been at you all day. Knock the ball towards the boundary line. Boundary throw in. Well, what a great game it's been here this afternoon, and both sides are being congratulated. And GNFL football certainly alive and well after this contest. A big crowd here in attendance to witness a real thriller. Can Mullewa go forward, or have Rovers held on? Ball picked up by Keith Kelly. He's dealt with a bit savagely after he got rid of it. Free kick up the field. It'll go the way of Cameron Ryan. This definitely is Mullewa's last opportunity to go forward. They're on centre wing. Cameron Ryan looking to get the ball on. Time running by. There goes Ryan's kick up towards half forward. Lyndon Credelli's there. Takes the screamer. They've got to get the ball on quickly. Of course, they don't know the time's fading away. And we're almost out of time. Mullewa need the next mark. Lyndon Credelli sends it up towards full forward. The ball running free. Michael Malone's there for Rovers. He knocks it forward.
In goes a Mullewa player on him. Ball still with Mullewa. Graham Taylor's there. He can't pick up the ball. Time's running out. Mick Malone grabs it, but umpire Lance Cooper says, give it to me. I'll bounce it down.
1 minute and 6 seconds remaining. 1 minute left and 6 seconds remaining in Grand Final 96.
So still plenty of time. Mullewa 25 metres away from goal. There's a Mullewa player down in a fair bit of pain.
Graham Taylor.
And umpire Cooper is waiting for him to move from the area before the ball can... He's asking for a stretcher. Graham Taylor looks like he's done a shoulder injury. And the game will be held up. It's like a game of basketball at the moment. This could take 10 minutes, Butter.
Well, what a great contest this has been. I just look at the clock. There's 54 seconds remaining. Rovers on the Burrows Petroleum scoreboard at 10-10. Mullewa 10-8. 70 plays 68. Certainly enough time for Mullewa to snatch this game right on the siren. There's 54 seconds remaining. A stretcher is on the ground to take off one of their best players today in Graham Taylor. They get him to his feet. The stretcher coming out now. Now, Graham Taylor is on his feet now. He'll have to get on that stretcher. The stretcher is on the ground. Now, we won't talk about the rules, but when the stretcher comes on...
But the umpire asked for the stretcher. That was the interesting one. It wasn't a trainer.
Well, umpire feel he's going to bounce this ball very quickly here. Oh, Brad Tunbridge, full possession to Peter Keefe. Can he snap with the left boot? No, he can't. It's gone right across the face. Dennis Roberts just knocks it over the boundary line in that right full forward pocket. 42 seconds we're going. Keep those score checks, that time checks coming, Paul. 10-10 plays 10-4. Boundary throw in. Trying to take full possession, Meadowcroft. Grievous Riders in their work. Swatting it out there with Josh Gunner. They straight right to Peter Keefe. Oh, Peter Keefe has kicked a goal. Peter Keefe has kicked a goal from 35 metres, and we've got 28 seconds of play remaining. Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes here at the Rec. 28 seconds of play remaining, and Mullewa have hit the front, Glenn Barndon.
Oh, what a sensational game, and the big crowd lift themselves from their seats, and certainly it's a a Mullewa crowd, a country crowd here, supporting Mullewa this afternoon, because, of course, Rovers have been the favourites and have won the last two grand finals. Everyone loves an underdog. Mullewa went into today's game as an underdog. Ball back in the centre. Meadowcroft wins it forward. Brad Tunbridge steals it. Gets the handball over towards Graham Taylor. He gets a handball forward. Jeff Farrell's there for Rovers. He gets a handball forward, but only as far as Warren Giller. And it looks like Mullewa have got the grand final for 1996.
10 seconds.
10 seconds remains. Charlie Collard on half forward. Plays on quickly. Finds a teammate out there. And that teammate is Juwan Robinson. Warren Giller, perhaps. There goes the kick. Back to Charlie Collard. There's the siren. Mullewa are the premiers for 1996. What a sensational game. And Mullewa are very, very proud, as you would imagine. They're hugging one another all over the ground. This big crowd erupts, and the kids run out onto the ground. Final scores here in Grand Final 1996. Rovers, 10 goals, 10-70. Losing to Mullewa, 11 goals, 8-74, and you're been on 98 FM football.
Before signing you up, insurance companies calculate the financial risk you are to them. Before you sign, do a few calculations of your own. Does your current insurance company offer you an extra 10% brand new car discount? SGIO does. Telephone 133-233 and you'll have all the details. SGIO. Insurance for the world, as it is today.
Breeze Air's double warranty in September is another reason to see Kramer & Neal for ducted home cooling this summer. Call 642200 or call into their showroom at 150 Chapman Road and take advantage of this great pre-summer offer.
After the phone ballot finishes on October 9, you'll be automatically connected to the long-distance phone company of your choice, and you won't have to dial 1 anymore.
So that's it, eh? Dial 1. Can't use it anymore.
Yep.
But why? I mean,
look, after the ballot, the new system connects you automatically, straight up to the company you choose.
Yes, but...
No dial 1, no extra digits, much more convenient. Whether you choose Telstra or Optus for long distance. You pick up the phone and they're there every time.
Of course. I knew that all along. Quite obvious.
It's...
Yeah, I know. It's my phone. It's my choice.
For information, call the Independent Ballot Hotline on 1800 062 333. It's free.
Do you try and avoid the landlord on rent day? Feel it's all a waste of time? You should talk to Homestart. Every month, Homestart help over 100 West Australians own their very own home. They can help you too. Homestart can get you into your own brand new home from as low as $130 a week. You could even be eligible for $3,000 towards your deposit and fees. Call Homestart in Geraldton now on 645 001. That's 645 001. Or drop into J Corp Midwest, 4 Armstrong Street, Geraldton.
The 1996 GNFL Grand Final on Talk of the Midwest 98 FM.
Yes, welcome back to the recreation ground, and everyone here, the big crowd and the commentators on 98 FM football, and everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a classic grand final, one that we'll talk about for many, many years, and Mullewa have come up in the dying minute through a kick through Peter Keefe, and what a fitting thing it was for him on his 150th league game for Mullewa, and it was a game full of emotion, and Mullewa came home the better. Bad luck Rovers, they would have been worthy.